Figured I put my dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun.
Hey, welcome back. I'm back off the non-pod
The
injury list.
Perkies. The Perkies. Yeah, I said it. I don't care. Nigga been on the Perkies. They gave this nigga some promethazine. You know he in
Hey,
Texas. You know he in Texas. You know that nigga sipping slow.
bruh. Like
Turn
what's crazy
lit.
is they never prescribe me the strong stuff. They always prescribe me the weak stuff. But whatever they prescribe me, the shit never works. Mr. Every, all you need is one teaspoon, maybe a teaspoon and a half. I said, okay. This time they say, okay, you need 2 teaspoons per serving, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, okay. Bruh, them 2 teaspoons.
Had you on your ass.
If I drank, like if I took a couple shots or something, it kicks in. But just them 2 teaspoons by me clean and sober, nothing in my, no, it don't work. Like me and my cousin have talked about this, and this dude's torn up his knee like several thousand times, and had all kind of surgeries and stuff. And when he take his pain meds, in order for him to get good rest, he gotta, you know what I'm saying. He gotta sip on something.
Yeah.
Cause he like, look, if I just regularly take this, it ain't gonna work. Like it just don't work. So whenever I get any prescribed any kind of cough syrup or something like that, like it, I'm sorry, it don't work for me. That's why I can't never sip lean, because I know I would be an extreme addict, because it takes a lot for me to like for that to kind of cough syrup or whatever to kick in. So I actually have to abstain.
Well, we glad you back. Shout out to the fellas Dre and Sloan holding it down last week. Very fun episode. Always love when the bros pull up, man. Sloan, I wanted Sloan back this week since you back, but Sloan's at AEW tonight. Shout out to the bro at Dynamite as I'm watching that in the background. I thought I seen him. I saw the professor.
Oh, here you go.
Saw the professor in the front row. Shout out to him and that big money. I guess. Yeah, he is. Okay. Shout out to the brothers over at BRP too. You know, had to rep for them. Shout out to Jermaine for the hat, because without him, I would have this. I can't never get no damn BRP merch, fam. Fam.
Math.
Math. It's math. It's always math. I ain't mad. Mimi. Since you be watching Mimi.
Mimi.
So
Mimi be having problems getting her own merch delivered from her own pod. It's the dude at the door that screwed up. Between him and the UPS guy. I'm gonna let y'all go back and watch that episode, but Mimi said she be having issues getting shit at her building. So it's like I don't even feel. It's like, okay, cool. Like if Mimi having problems getting her shit, like I know everybody having problems getting their shit. Like it's crazy. It's what it is. But
speaking of merch or product, yo, if y'all haven't been following us, and if you're watching, you should be following us, or if you're listening, clearly you're following us.
Appreciate it.
You would know that them Pod Boys got a sponsor now, man. What's this, episode 18? So
18. We grown now.
17 episode, 16. Technically, when I got it, it was 16 episodes in. We got a sponsor.
So but at that time, the pod was of legal age of consent, so it was okay.
Yeah,
it was okay.
We 18 now.
Hey, you ain't gonna see us on no Epstein Island list or nothing like that.
Nah, brother, we 18 now.
You feel me? We operate above board over here, Sucio Sportz.
Can't wait till we turn 21, because shit gonna get crazy. Hey man, but shout out to Gel Blaster, bro. I got a couple products behind me right there. I went, a little setup. I think y'all can see it. A couple Gel Blasters, couple other things. Promo code coming soon. When it does, y'all definitely cop up. Even before then, you got the money. Y'all big balling. Go ahead and cop up. I've been killing the kids with the Surge Gel Blaster. This one actually has more power than the bigger one behind me, which is the Starfire XL.
Oh
That
shit.
yeah, I shot a couple people with that one, but I put it back in the box. That joint big, bro. I felt like I was on Call of Duty with the joint. It got
Hey man, how did I
the
know
little
you was
joint at
gonna
the
really
end with
go
the
test it
shoulder.
out?
No, I really was though. That big one got the joint where you
Oh,
got it on your shoulder like this, like you hunting this boy. This
hey
one,
man,
I'm coming across
I
like,
knew you was gonna have already tested out. I knew
bro.
you
You
was
see,
gonna
is I
test.
didn't put the whole gun together. I done put the gel pellets in, bro. I be pew, pew, on it, on it. So no, shout out to Gel Blaster. Shout out to Cammy over at Gel Blaster. She got me this very very quick. I think we talked on like Wednesday. I got it Monday. So she was like on it, and I appreciate that. So, hopefully next pack coming soon. Also, we're gonna do a giveaway. I think next week's show, I'm gonna give y'all the details, or somewhere between this week and next week's show.
Yes,
Pay attention to the pages. I'll give you the details behind the giveaway. Only a few things you got to do, really small, none major. You know what I mean? But it's gonna be fire. So,
you need to follow at
uh
Sucio Sports. That's at SUCIO SPORTZ.
and
Not
put
a
a
S.
dot in
Z.
between it on IG. But
Yeah.
yeah, definitely pay attention to the socials. I'm gonna drop that. We're recording. This is live on YouTube, but for everybody who will be listening later, it is now Wednesday. By Friday, I'll drop the details. We'll reiterate it again on the show Tuesday night. Hopefully Tuesday next week or next week's show, period. And then yeah, got a couple jail blasters I'm gonna give away. Great gift for the kids. Hey, even the adults. So there's that.
Yes.
Um, but
Super
we are
dope, man.
already a few minutes in, and we gotta start this show. And y'all know how we started. We ain't started it the right way in a while because we've had some audio issues. But guess what?
Woo!
Niggas is back. Niggas figured it out, and niggas is back.
We done cracked the
So
code.
hold on.
Quarter.
Let me see, because I want to be able to talk behind it
Yeah.
too.
'Cause we done figured something
Yeah.
out. Well,
Shout out
Keys
to that.
did.
And
My black ass didn't. All I did
you figured it out.
was get
Yeah. She said she wanted the water, nigga. I said, what's that, bitch? Okay.
A little bit.
Turn me up, bitch. What's that, bitch?
hey,
You fine,
give y'all a little razzle dazzle. Little
you
something,
fine,
something.
baby. I treat you like I'm out the south. Got the cool stuff with a check. You want that nigga
Little
right now,
something,
but you
something.
know I'm coming next. I keep the P, that pussy PA, baby, pop that cat. I take your shot and turn you up by shit you never had. You know I got that cake right.
I had to go to New Orleans again real quick,
You know
Jermaine.
you first day, can't do
I
no date
feel
right.
it. I
You know
feel.
I
Hey,
like
you
that
know,
pussy tight, that pussy
like
tight,
this.
right?
This would be
Bring it
so
all up,
funny
friends, and nigga be giving
because,
me
like,
pipe. What's that, baby?
a few
You
weeks
fine, baby.
ago, I
You
played
mine,
clips
baby.
for
I
him.
treat you like a princess, but that dick gon' drive you crazy.
Then
I'm giving a shock out on my
when we
bad
got
hoes.
the house and everything, I
I'm out
played
the south.
like
Got
that
the
shit, God bless my man, this girl with a house, the kid with a house. So I'm like, I'm happy for him. So every now and then we trade off and we'll play something for the other one, but it
Them no hoes,
really
where is that?
it
I
just
feel
depends on how we feeling week by week, day by day. Like, to be honest with you, because we don't really know. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah. I figured you like that Rod 49 though. I don't be
oh
understanding
yeah,
nothing that
oh
nigga
yeah,
say, dog, because I ain't from New Orleans. But that nigga, he got some bops. I knew you like it. I knew you done you
yeah,
only bro, that whole song, I just be vibing till Lil Wayne come on. I understand everything Wayne was saying, but that nigga Rod
yeah.
49, I don't know what the fuck that nigga's New Orleans for real. Young, he young New Orleans too. That nigga accent crazy.
Yeah, bruh. Like, what's really funny? Like, I've been living in Houston as long, or if not longer, than I lived in New Orleans, right? Doing work, media, different stuff like that. Like, I had to like tone down my accent. But let's say like this weekend when my cousin come through, me and him at the house chilling, drinking, whatever, we talking, whatever, catching up.
And then pop out.
I promise you, if one of y'all call me or we get on a live or something like that, you're not gonna
So
understand what I'm
so
saying.
I'm the
I'm
same way,
letting
right?
you know
So
now.
my brothers are all from Tampa. Um, they're Florida for real. Them niggas to me, and it's probably everybody else. The niggas sound like Plies, like because they all from Tampa, the same
Yeah,
area from that Plies from. So
yeah,
like all the to me, everybody down there sound like him.
yeah,
When I get around them, whether like you said, whether I'm on the phone with them in person, no matter what, I sound just like them, and you can't understand nothing I'm saying. Like
yeah.
I turn into a real Florida boy when I'm talking to them, and it'd be crazy. But then I got family in Atlanta or in Georgia
hmm
where when I'm talking to them, I get extra country. So and it's not like that Florida country like them. It's more like that down south, like just country. Like it's crazy.
Bruh, like it's funny how sometimes like it'll come out, and I gotta like tone it down because like the cadence, the tone, sometimes even the slang, whatever, like it all comes out, and it'll get heavy. And like how some people say, "Oh, well, if we get you drunk, we'll probably hear it." Like, no, you won't. I'll sound even more normal or like another accent or something.
No, mine definitely come out when I get drunk. I'm real country. That's more the Georgia side. I'm country as hell.
Yeah, but it's crazy because like we were saying, we just be man, we just be chilling. But week was pretty good. It was kind of crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Like it's always something. Life be life. It's
Yeah,
always
life
something that's
life
happening,
was life has been life in this week, man.
bro,
It's
bro. I'm like, hey, what are we doing here? What's going on? But yeah,
yeah,
like it's been crazy, but it's also just stuff you just got to deal with as an adult. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you
nah,
just got to deal
facts.
with stuff. So you pray, get through it, whatever. It is what it is. What you gonna do? Cry about it? it
Right.
ain't
I
gonna
might
fix it.
I ain't gonna lie, I probably will. I think I've cried like
But
I'm gonna
no,
keep it
like
keep it
I'm
100
not.
with y'all. I probably cried like twice all week. Like for
I'm
real.
I'm not saying don't. I'm just saying you gonna have to get it out at some point.
No, 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 facts.
But just sitting there, just dwelling on it while you cry, ain't gonna do nothing. Get it out, release that shit, cry about it, do whatever you got to do, get it out. As long as you do it safe. But then you got to start coming up with solutions. Because if you
Yeah.
can't, if you can't just get it out and then just dwell on it and sit in it, you got to do something about it. Eventually, however long that take you, process that shit. Just keep putting one foot in front of the other. But I mean, keep going. But eventually, you're gonna have to get something done about it. Maybe you might need a
Nah, that's
jail
a
bag.
fact.
Just
Sometimes, hey man, this
oh,
this might I ain't gonna lie. This joint kind of is like therapeutic though.
bruh.
I just be shooting shit.
Because
Like
I'm, I'm
I
I'm
just
I'm saying though, like you be
legally,
wanting to really like shoot people. Sometimes
legally
it
shoot shit.
makes you want to like hurt somebody. Sometimes some of the stuff you hear, see, do, go through, whatever.
I do live in a Commonwealth state. I ain't trying to go to jail. Legally, I shoot legally. But
Legally. So the best you got to let off steam some kind of way. I mean, it is what it is. Like we just gonna keep it 100 with y'all.
that's a
But
fact.
this past week we saw the conference championship games in the NFL, right?
Conference. It was some good. I think we. I think it was another week where we saw good first half games,
Mm-hmm.
and the stronger team showed up in the second half. I've realized that all playoffs, except for the wild card round. I think the wild card round was like just what it was supposed to be. But from the divisional to the conference last week, it was really great first halves, and then the second half, the stronger team took over.
Pretty
The only
much.
game I don't believe that in personally was the Ravens and Ravens and Chiefs. I just think we can start there. I think the Ravens Chiefs played a great game. I don't want to
Mm-hmm.
take nothing away from them. They played an amazing game. They're going to another Super Bowl 2 years back to back. Actually, three. Is it three? No, no, two. Two back to back. Sorry, two.
Yeah, too.
Two back to back. Um, And but on the Ravens side, and we talked about it in our group chat, I do feel like the refs was wilding, but the Ravens got away from what got them to the dance anyway, and that was their run game. And
Mm-hmm.
not just with Lamar. And you bring in Dalvin Cook, and we're like, all right, Dalvin gonna really get the field. Dalvin ain't even see the field. So what the fuck was the point of signing him? For a pump fake? Like, I think that was really stupid. Um Defense did what the defense was supposed to do. They held the Chiefs to what, 17, I think it was? Or did they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
So
only
the
had
defense,
17 and they had that 17 in the first half.
yeah, defense did exactly what they were supposed to do. I think Lamar held the ball for too long. Um, and they just got away from the run game. That's really what it was. The run game is what got them to the show, and them stepping away from the run game is what did it. So
It wasn't even stepping away from the run game. They pretty much abandoned it because when you look at the amount of passes, Lamar had 37 pass attempts. They only ran the ball 16 times. So you threw it more than twice than what you ran it. You ran for 81 yards, which means you ran for 5.1 yards a carry. If you averaging 5 yards a carry, why would you not run the ball more? If you've run the ball successfully all year and that's been the bread and butter of your offense, why would you not run the ball?
yeah,
Why would you throw the ball 37 times against the number 4 pass rank defense in the league? Why would you not run the ball more against the 28th ranked rush defense in the league?
28th.
28th against the run, 4th against the pass. You chose to throw it 37 times and run it 16 times. I mean, I can't. I don't know. I don't know how to explain that. I can't explain stupid.
Nah, at all.
I can't explain stupid. And then on top of that, you turn the ball over 3 more times than what they did because you turned it over 3 times. They did not turn it over not once.
Nope. And that's because Mahomes is rare. He throws an interception. It's fucking point five. It's crazy. But
Bro, it's just it's like, and when you look at it, Mahomes threw the ball
red zone
39 times.
turnovers from the pick. Yep, yep, that did it too. The
He
red zone
completed
turnovers
30.
for sure.
Lamar completed 20 of his 37. Plus, Lamar threw a pick and he fumbled.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, and you know, I may get to some of that other stuff later. I'm saving that, but it's just like it's crazy to me that you can play a game like that and then somehow blame your loss on something else. Like the proof is right there and the pudding is right there in front of you.
Yeah, because even with the bogus calls from the refs, there was other stuff that had you capitalize on those things, the the mishap from the ref when all you needed was 2 touchdowns.
That's
At least
it.
get it one in a
That's
field goal, get you in, get it at least the game over, at least in overtime. Now I'm not gonna say that we've seen it all year, definitely all playoffs too. I mean, I don't know how to. And we've seen it for the last couple years. To be honest, I don't know how the NFL addresses the referees other than like, I, and it's not just the refs on field because they always go to the booth. They always have the people in New York that are watching too. So it could be it's a mix of somewhere in there. But there's a lot of things where a lot of calls they can't overturn, or it's hard to review them all like every play. But I feel like if the refs make a call and other than throwing the red flag, and then it's hard with that too because you got two coach challenges. Not like you got a bunch of them. You got to be strategic when you're using those just
mhm.
in case you don't get it, you lose the time. Now we're potentially going to lose the timeout. So
Yeah.
it's definitely tough, and a lot of times that's why any coach we've all played. For those of us who play sports, our coaches have always told us keep it out of the refs' hands. Same thing with boxing. Keep it away from the judges.
Hmm.
Make it a fight, but keep it away from the judges. You want to win, go out and win, don't allow the judges or the refs or anybody else to dictate the win. So shout out to the Chiefs on that win. Man, I really did. I'll say who what I wanted after the next one, but then we had the 49ers and the Lions, man. Now
Yeah,
that one was more a tale of two halves.
it was
Uh
insane, bro. That game was just it was one of them kind of things, man, where I'm watching this game and when a game on, I like to cook or do something. I don't like to I like to have something else going on because I can't just sit there and just watch a game.
right.
So I'm cooking, whatever, doing stuff, whatever. And I'm looking at this game and I'm like, there's something that's not right about this game. I don't feel good about this lead that the Lions have. Even as they went up, they were up 17-7 or whatever it was at the time. This was before the half. And I'm just like, it's something about this I don't feel good about. Like, it just looks like San Francisco's either playing like cool, they kind of in a daze or something. The Lions are executing, but it just something felt off with the 49ers in that first half to me. Something just didn't feel right. And the crazy thing about it is, like, you'll get a feeling about a game or something like that, like something just feel weird, and I end up missing my time to place my parlay bets on that game, the game props and stuff.
Mhm.
And I was so glad I did because I think I would have hit on one that would have won me a few dollars, but the rest of them I wouldn't have hit on because of the way this
Yeah.
game went. And it was just one of them games where you look at this lead and you get a feeling about something. And I didn't think the 49ers, I thought the 49ers would come back, and I was like, they'll probably make it a game, but the Lions will win.
Oh, they made it a game.
Bro, they did more than made it a game.
Fucking blowout.
Bruh,
Second half blowout.
I wish, the only thing I do wish I would have did as far as a bet on that game was put at least $5 or $10 on the 49ers money line when it was down 24-7. Because I want to say at one point it was like plus 200, 300 or so. So
Mhm.
you win in 2 or 3 times whatever you put down when you make that bet, that live bet on the money line for the 49ers when it was down.
Yeah, I bet on all the wrong teams this weekend.
Bro, I had
I have
4.
I had Lions and Ravens. That was what I wanted to see. That's who
Yeah.
I thought. I really believed in the both of them going into the game.
Mm-hmm.
And Lions look great first half. Ravens and first half, but Lions look great first half. And like we said, that second half, they came out and the 49ers like, nah, bro, we gotta get
It
on their
was
ass.
it was something like how like you watching a movie or a TV show, maybe a series or something, and you get about halfway through it and you like, do I really like this? Am I really feeling this movie or this TV show, this series, this season, whatever it is? And you already committed yourself to like, okay, I'm already in halfway. I might as well see it through.
Gotta
Anything
see it
you
through,
do.
my boy.
If you
Got
at
to
least
see it through, my
halfway through,
boy.
you like, I gotta see it through, no matter what it is. Any situation in life, really, you can apply this to.
Got to see it through, my boy.
Gotta
Got
see it
to see
through.
it
Halfway through that game, I'm
through.
like, I don't feel right. There's something about this game. I don't know. Gotta finish watching the game, see what happens. And sure enough, like, Lions got in that second half and they folded like fresh linen. Like it was literally a tale of two halves. And
Very
the
much.
weird thing about it is that last touchdown they scored that touchdown with barely a minute left in the game.
Hmm.
To draw it within the 3 points to try to get the onside kick because Dan Campbell fumbled several different things.
Yep, he did.
Number one, to me, the first thing he fumbled was not going for the long field goal down by 3.
Yep.
That was one. Really, I'll even take it back a drive before the possession before that, having a 3 and out, only gaining 1 yard and only taking a minute off the clock. Because after you give up the touchdown and now you're only up by a touchdown, the very next play you fumble, and then you give up another touchdown. Now the game is tied. And then
Hmm.
after that, you go 3 and out with 1 yard and take a minute off the clock,
Clock management is a motherfucker. And
bruh.
The Lions have two running backs that they could have used. You got Jamar Gibbs back there. You got Montgomery. Both were playing. No, or was it Montgomery was out and Gibbs played? Either way, both of them are good backs where you could have ran. Clock management is everything.
No, they had both of them. They had both of them because Montgomery had 15 carries and Gibbs had 12.
Either way,
Montgomery had 2 catches, Gibbs had 3. They played both of them. I couldn't remember exactly, but I made sure I had it pulled up just in case because I was watching them get both of those guys involved, and I'm kind of like, I'm seeing it. I'm like, they look like they pretty much using the two-back system to perfection right now.
right.
And I'm not even realizing that they're using both guys until I said it was like at the end of the first, maybe beginning of the second quarter or so. That's when I finally realized, they're playing both guys. So just like you said, you didn't even know that they was playing. It took me a while before I realized it. And I'm looking at the stat, and the main, why I was looking at the stats and stuff, like concentrating on it, and I realized they was playing both guys because I had props that I was supposed to bet that I didn't. And I'm a pain freak, so I'm just like, how much money did I potentially lose? And that's all I'm thinking when I'm trying to track the stats is how much money I lost because of the bets that I didn't place on the game props that I should have. But like, why you looking at that? And I'm like, wait a minute. They getting both of them running backs involved. Gibbs is doing more like zone stuff or whatever, and Montgomery is doing more power running plays, finishing runs and running through tackles and shit. And I'm like, they even had the one reverse handoff, whatever it was, the Jameson Williams that went for a 40-yard touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
Everything was clicking. Literally everything was clicking.
I think it was coaching. That one was just pure coaching. Not adjusting properly, not capitalizing on stuff that they should have. That one was pure coaching.
Well, that too, and Gibbs did lose a fumble.
Yeah.
And I want to say Goff almost threw at least 2 picks that the 49ers dropped or something that got tipped and it didn't get caught or whatever. But there was a lot of drops by some Lions receivers. I mean, some key drops. I remember Josh Reynolds dropped one. He was on a crossing route from left to right. It was like a 3rd and 9 or so, maybe 3rd and 11, 12, whatever it was. It was like a 3rd and long. Josh Reynolds it was like a loose zone man coverage. Like they were passing them off pretty good. It was a zone, but they were kind of playing matchup. He's coming across and he's on the right hash numbers wide open. Goff hit him right in the hands and he just dropped it. He could have easily not only ran for the first down, but gotten out of bounds and stopped the clock.
Uh-huh.
He just dropped it. And it's like stuff like that, like guys really don't understand. I want to say that was the play. No, that wasn't on over on downs. I want to say it was a drive before that or whatever. But yeah, it was a drive before that when they got the 1 yard. That on that drive, game tied, 3rd and 9. You're on your 26. And he dropped that pass, and then they went for it. He punted it and then had a touchback. But that drive right there, if you sustain that drive, tied 24-24, and you at least flip field position, you make it more difficult for them to go down and kick that field goal to go ahead.
Yeah,
Like,
you definitely do. Like I said, coaching, play calling, whether it was the offensive coordinator or the head coach. I mean, it's a learning process for both of them. Ben Johnson is staying.
mhm.
That might actually be a good. No, we ain't gonna segue just yet. But Ben Johnson is staying. That is a funny man. That shit he did yesterday, was it yesterday,
Yeah,
today? It
yeah.
That shit was fucking hilarious. We're gonna get that in a second, but all right, so no, we'll talk about that next week. What I was about to say, because we gotta have that for next week for Sunday. So yeah. So Super Bowl 49ers, Chiefs, the point five is back again.
Yes, sir.
We'll do predictions next week.
It's the
I
ketchup
got
on
some
his steak is back again.
I gotta man. Mahomes, I know what I do want to talk about before we go
I
into
see you
the
sipping
coaching.
on another Pepsi.
Hey man, fuck Phil.
Ano-
Uh
Another one. We're gonna
fuck
get to that
Phil.
later too.
Fuck Phil. That's why his punk ass got hurt. Bitch ass nigga.
I love messing with Keys about that, man, because
Man, I hate that
it's
nigga, but I
it's
love
certain
Pepsi.
stuff. It's certain stuff we just like to mess with each other
Matter
about,
of
and
fact, hey,
that's
Pepsi.
one thing I
Call
do
a
like
nigga,
to do with
man.
Keys
Holla at
about.
me. You know what I'm saying? Holla at a nigga, man. You know
Pepsi.
what I'm saying?
Hey,
Pepsi. Holla at a nigga, man. Hey, I
power
need that's the one I need.
I let it play. I let it play. See,
Call us.
y'all don't even
Call us.
know. Like this ain't even a flex no more because like I'm about to go and find me another one.
Y'all don't
But
know about the
when you
burlap
get
sack though.
crowned in the burlap sack, you
They
feel
don't know
me?
about the burlap sack.
They don't know
So
about the
look,
burlap sack crown,
they
man.
know the purple bag. They know
Black
the bla-
bag,
the
the
black and the
green
brown.
bag, or the little orange one for the caramel or whatever.
See, I ain't had that one yet. I ain't had that one.
You had a
I know
super, bro.
I got a couple brown bags. I low key like the maple one, but
The maple one
also
too.
is I hate the smell of it because once you open it, it leaves that maple smell in your house, and I can't. Oh my god, I like maple syrup, just not like that to be in
Yeah.
my house like that. But I also mixed it with maple syrup one time.
Hmm.
That shit was amazing. It
Hey,
was different.
shout out to Zell and Body More Bottles podcast. This is like my favorite drinking glass. This is pretty much the only glass I drink out of. So when you see me posting liquor pics, it's out of a Body More Bottles glass by Zell. Shout out to Zell. But like
But what I was about to say was,
that, it's gonna be interesting to look at this game, previewing it next week. But just preliminary, just coming off of these two games that these two teams just played.
49ers. That's my. I'm gonna get into it next week though. But so I do have a question, and I
Okay.
think we've talked about this a little. But has Mahomes turned into the new Brady?
Yes.
You look at who's ran the AFC the last 10 years. It's really been between those two,
Yep.
and with the last three, if even including this year, I'll say three because Brady was what he spent 2 or 3 in Tampa. Two, three, three.
I
He
believe it
won
was here.
three. He won one, lost, and then won. Yeah, three. So yeah, he won, lost, and then playoffs he lost and he retired. So
Pelicans
um
beat the Rockets 110-99. I just got that alert on Bleacher Report.
mm, Pelicans pretty nice this year, man. I've been sleeping on them. I've been paying attention a
So
little.
the thing is with the Pelicans, if all them guys are healthy,
Yeah.
Zion and Bi have kind of learned how to play with one another. And when you add in Trey Murphy and Herb Jones, and then you got CJ McCollum and all of them
Mhm.
guys and Valanciunas or whatever, when you got everything clicking and working, that team can be scary. Those Rockets, them little. Oh man, I had a nickname I had called them one night. Man, I was talking about them with my daughter or somebody, and I
Them young
called
boys too though.
like I think I called them the little Cessnas or firecrackers. I called them something like Baby Rockets, something like that.
Little fire starters.
That team,
The little
and
sparklers.
yeah, and I had bookmarked it because I don't want to get too off track, but like they supposedly it's another one. I'm gonna bring it up later though. But getting back on subject on football and everything,
So
like
Mahomes, yes. Is Mahomes the new Brady in a sense?
when I put it in the group chat that time, and I kept like equating this basically to wrestling. because a lot of the times, y'all know, I like them crazy ass, weird ass analogies or whatever. And the way I likened it was like basically like Brady was Brock Lesnar, right? Brady
Okay.
was the measuring stick. He was like that dude. It was like it's everybody else down here, and it's Tom Brady up here. Every so often, you had somebody that everybody else pushed or whatever that you would think that would be like that guy or whatever, you know?
Peyton Manning.
Yeah, you had a Peyton
And that would,
Man.
and even with that, that's tough because it's like it's like if it's kind of like the Jordan thing too, for real. Because it's like if Jordan wasn't there, so many other people would have got championships. If
Mm-hmm.
Brady's not there, so Peyton would have had Peyton. I'm gonna be honest, Peyton probably would have ran the AFC if because a lot of times the AFC championship really was Steelers, Colts, or Patriots for like the longest time.
Mm-hmm.
That really was the AFC championship damn near like every year. One of the a combination of those three.
It was Ben
And I'll
Roethlisberger,
say and I'll
Tom
say
Brady,
Ben
Peyton
Ben
Manning.
would have more. Yeah, Ben would have more too, to be honest, if it weren't for and I'm getting to that point, even though they're all young, but look at how Mahomes has ran the AFC. As we just seen, he just took out Josh Allen on his way.
Mm-hmm.
Uh he took out no, first took out Tua first. My bad. Took Tua out first. Josh Allen, now Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
These are four of the top QBs in the AFC. They're pretty much one, two, three, four in the AFC for real, for real. And he just knocked them off one by one on his way back. Kind of the same as what Brady was doing. And I'm like, bro might be the new Brady for real, for real. Like he
Okay,
and
if
I
you look at if I'm looking at and I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I
no
just
no no
pulled
you're fine.
the last 20 years since the 2003 2004 playoffs, right? Let's just go back, just like make it around 2021. You had Patriots, Colts, Patriots, Steelers, Steelers, Broncos, Colts, Patriots, Patriots, Chargers, Steelers, Ravens, Colts, Jets, Steelers, Jets, Patriots, Ravens, Ravens, Patriots, Broncos, Patriots, Patriots, Colts, Broncos, Patriots, Patriots, Steelers, Patriots, Jags, Patriots, Chiefs, Chiefs, Titans, Chiefs, Bills, Bengals, Chiefs,
Okay.
Chiefs, Bengals, Chiefs, Ravens.
And that's why I said when you look at it, it's literally they those two
It's right
account for
there in front of
and
you.
and it's not even winning the
Right there
championship,
in
but it's
front
at
of
least being there.
you.
They've
Right.
and they've won most of those, if you want to be real, because they've been in the Super Bowl for most of those.
Yeah. And the thing is like with that analogy where I was going with it, it's like you had Brock Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar was like that measuring stick. And he was the guy. Ever since he came back and he F5 and beat up John Cena the night after that WrestleMania, from that moment, the night after WrestleMania 2012 till whenever, he was the guy, right? It wasn't until Roman came and started challenging him a little bit, where they had a little crossover, and Roman had to finally just put Brock in the dirt,
Mhm.
that he established himself as not, no, I'm the guy now. That little crossover kind of took place. This was 2018, 2019 season
Mhm.
when Mahomes and Brady, was it that season, or I'm trying to think. Yeah, it was that one.
The AFC Championship or the
That
NFC?
AFC, that AFC championship, it was that season, I believe. It's when,
You know what was funny? He faced him in the championship, and then he left the Patriots,
yep,
and then came to Tampa and ended up seeing him again in the Super Bowl,
yep,
which was crazy. So they faced each other in the AFC Championship the year before,
mhm,
and then faced each other again in the Super Bowl the following year, which is crazy.
yeah. Well, it was.
Was it that same year?
Hold up, I'm trying to think. Let me pull that one up right quick.
Because
But it
Tampa
was
went to the Super Bowl Tom's first year and won it.
yeah, no. You're right. I'm just trying to make sure I line it all up correctly because I had it yesterday and then I closed it. And I didn't have it pulled back up, so I got to go back to that tab. But it was literally something exactly like you said, and I want to say it was that 18-19 year when they finally won, and then
Yeah,
that following year, I think that was the 1920 year when he beat the Titans, and then they faced off in that Super Bowl. Let's see, here we go, 1920. But yeah, it's one of those things, bro. Like when you look at how Mahomes has dominated since that 2018-19 season, how they've been there every single year,
every year, bro.
every year.
Damn, .5 won't
They've
go
been in
away.
the AFC championship game every year since 2018, 2019.
And I feel like he's having a Brady-esque type of career just because look at the last 2 years. He has not had the best receivers. He
No,
had he lost Tyreek.
they
He
traded Hardman. They traded
Har
Tyreek.
Harmon got traded
Um,
away, then he came back.
they didn't bring back Juju. Juju was
Tony is
pretty decent for
Judy
him.
went to the Juju went to the Patriots.
The one guy
Uh,
he's had consistently is Kelsey.
yep, and that's it. And Tony kind of been playing he ain't even play. He was mad. He was on IG Live like, bro, don't he was at the crib.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't even travel with them to Baltimore. He was at the crib. Bro was like, don't believe none of them people saying, bro, ain't nothing wrong with me. He said they benched me for a whole nother reason. I ain't even hurt. So, but yeah, either way, like he's at that point now where it's like all he has, like just like Brady, is all he has is a consistent tight end. That's it. Run game has been pretty good. I'll say that he definitely has a pretty solid run game. Um,
Ooh,
Kansas City. I like Pacheco. Pacheco and what's the nigga behind Pacheco? I always draw blanks. Hold on.
it's what's his name? Edwards Hilaire carries
Yes,
some, and then I'm about
they
to
got
pull
a
the other one.
they got three.
It's Edwards Hilaire and somebody else. I'm about to find it, man. Give me 1 second. But like and look, I'll full disclosure because I don't know who gonna figure this out or learn this or whatever, but one of my like cousins or something was dating him at one point. I want to say my mom said by Edward Hilaire. I don't know, somebody's daughter or something that we related to out there in the country, whatever. I don't know. It's somebody, but I want my mama say, so I believe her because I don't really know that much of that side of the family, but they know me because that's like, oh, that's the Jermaine, that's Cindy's son, the big kid.
the big kid.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm pretty much
okay, it
everywhere
was
I go. My dad's side of the family. I love him.
so McKinnon was on IR, but LaMichael Perrin, Clyde Hilaire, and Pacheco. They
Yeah,
all three of them have pretty much ran the ball all year, but
and
they
they've
they
also gotten Rasheed Rice some carries. They
yep,
tried to get Sky Moore some also, but he's on IR now also. And
yep. I
they've
like
even
Rasheed Rice.
given Tony some carries a few times too.
Rasheed Rice is turning into that number one receiver for him.
He really is though. He
And
really is. He's his
it's
most consistent receiver outside of Kelsey. I'll say
him and
that.
just I say him and Justin Watson. I like Watson too.
Yeah,
Um
Watson's played pretty good also.
Kadarius Tony is too iffy. Mark Valdez Scantlin ain't there the
He
way he
too.
need to
He's a
be.
scatterbrain for me too.
Ross and McCole Hardman, like they have a by name, they have a really good receiving room for real, for real. If everybody catches the passes they're supposed to catch, they have a solid receiving room. I like Justin Ross. I like Justin Watson. I like Rasheed Rice. I ain't a Kadarius Tony fan because I saw what he did with the Giants. He's pretty much
Yeah.
doing the exact same thing with the Chiefs.
Yep.
Um,
He's a head
Scott
case.
once Scott Moore healthy, really good. McCole Hardman when he's on his shit. Valdez Scantling, same thing. Like they have a good room.
Hmm.
They really do. A good young room at that.
Yeah. And that running back room would be better if McKinnon was healthy also. So because that was the other guy. I forgot when it listed him on the depth chart fourth. I was like, oh, I forgot he's on IR. Like that was the guy I think both of us were trying to think about outside of Pacheco and Edwards Hilaire that was, also participating in the run game this year for the Chiefs. But it's like when I look at that matchup, the biggest thing I'm gonna see, and I believe that this could be a Brock Purdy coming out party, or it also
Sad.
could be the crowning of Christian McCaffrey because we see the Chiefs have an issue stopping the run. And
Yep.
we
And
know
that boy, dog.
CMC is not just a
He
quick
been a
guy, he's
dog.
not just a pass catching guy. He
He
can
a
run the
power.
rock.
He's
Exactly.
been he's been like that since the Panthers. Like every
Right.
year, consistent. Even the slight injury years, he's still
Mhm.
putting up 1,000. Like the boy is a dog. I want the 49ers to win because I want CMC to finally get one. He's been in the league long enough. He's been putting in the work. I'm happy to see him there. Same thing with Trent. A couple other players. What's his name from Washington that got traded to them? He just got lucky.
Chase
About
Young.
to get a who?
Chase Young.
Yeah, Chase. Chase getting lucky about to get one. Shout out to him for that. A lot of players in their defense, like I'm happy for them for real. I ain't a Brock Purdy fan, but shout out to Brock. Even for him, it's a feel good story because you're Mr. Irrelevant
Hmm.
to
Exactly.
Mr. Relevant. Like that's it. That story alone is amazing. I do not want that point five to get another one, so I'm rocking with the 49ers. But I have
So
more
so
reasons. I have more football reasons why that we'll talk about next week. But
so basically you saying you want Brock Purdy to finish his story.
damn, I don't like that nigga either. Shit. I
Love
mean, I don't not like him, but damn, tired of that damn story. We won't even talk wrestling over here, bro. I hate this fucking story because we about to get into some dope ass coaching shit that's going on. But I'm tired of that fucking story. Stupid ass story. Anybody, if y'all watched the Royal Rumble this weekend, y'all know Cody Rhodes won again 2 years in a row. So is he gonna finish the story this year? Probably the fuck not.
I love it, bro. I love it. Nah,
Shit
it's
crazy.
like I put it to you like this. Like when I look at them coaching changes and stuff, just to switch it up a little bit and move on to the next topic because we got next week to go in on the Super Bowl and stuff like that.
There's been some amazing coaching changes though. Even the one in college that I like, and I'll start with that one, and then we'll
The-
jump into the NFL. Sharon Moore, black man,
Yes,
going into Black History Month. Let's go.
let's
New head coach at
go.
New head coach at Michigan. Jim Harbaugh has moved on to the Chargers, which we'll touch on. I love it. I think he's been there for a while. Assistant head coach and OC. Um, Also, when Harbaugh was going through his troubles and had his suspensions, Moore stepped in, and you couldn't tell that Harbaugh won't there. Even though Harbaugh had them during the week, on Saturday you could not tell that Harbaugh wasn't there because Moore had those boys hyped up, ready to play. They went 4-0 under Moore, so he is 4-0, undefeated as a head coach going into next season. And I loved it. I love that it was a hire within, not from bringing in somebody from another school. It just
Mhm.
shows that one, Harbaugh created a tree that
Yeah.
someone from that tree was able to just slide right in his absence, and now with him being gone.
Yes.
Um, Another feel good story. It's still fuck Michigan, But shout out to Sharon Moore for that, man.
Hey man, I'm happy for Sharon Moore. I'm glad the brother got the opportunity and everything, and I love how emotional he was after that win that time when they interviewed him on the field, and he's crying and everything. This for coach and blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? Like I love that kind of stuff because if you can wear your emotions on your sleeve and you can like just still be present and be in the moment, you know what I'm saying, and control yourself, and then after the game you let it all go, that's fine by me. Don't lose yourself in the moment and mess up the game or whatever. Like he didn't do that. He kept his composure and everything, and then when the game was all over, he just let it out. It was like, blah 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 blah. Okay, cool. But my thing is, I'm just like, I love how when you promote from within and you got a good coach and you give them a shot, that gives you a chance to not only retain some of the guys that you have on your roster, because we see how the transfer portal is. It also gives you an opportunity to try to keep some consistency in your staff and the recruits that you're bringing in on the next couple of recruiting cycles, because we know it's not just that recruiting class for that year. It's the year and two and whatever down the line that you're still recruiting these kids in and making offers and whatnot and visits. So it's like it gives you a chance at some continuity. And with everything that Harbaugh has built up to, especially, the crowning achievement of winning the national championship this past season, you want to keep as much consistency going in that program as possible. Because the Big Ten gets harder as you bring in tougher teams from the Pac-12 starting next season. What up, A-Hun? We see you in here.
A-Hun, we're...
So you know what I'm saying?
You would come in when we start talking bullshit Michigan. That's crazy.
Bruh.
That's crazy.
I swear.
That's crazy.
We said Michigan, and he just started smelling maize and blue.
Right.
Look, he already talking shit.
We smoking on that LSU pack. Yeah, whatever. You probably are. Shit, we losing every fucking body. Except for Cuzzo. Damn, that nigga about to have 2,000 yards in y'all bitch ass niggas.
Damn. I'm not gonna lie. If
Travion is
that next set of offensive linemen can play the way these guys have played these last couple seasons,
Trey gonna go crazy.
I don't see why he gonna have at least 1,500 yards next year. I can see.
I personally think he should have left this year. I feel like this. I don't know, man. I just got this strange feeling that this year, I don't know where he would have been projected this year, but I just have this. I don't know. You never know how the season's gonna go, but I really feel like he should have came out this year with Marvin Harrison.
Bro. Lifesaver. Intern is a lifesaver. She just bought me some food. She is a lifesaver. Because look, I got off from work. I had to go try to get the cord. Went got the cord. Sat in traffic getting back to the house. Got back to the house. I got to check on the boy and the dog because the dog been hurt. The boy was sick. Then I thought, oh shit, I got to cook.
He finally caught what y'all had.
He got a cold. He had a cold. My daughter had a sinus infection. I'm the only one that had COVID.
Oh, that's crazy.
The dog hurt his back. This has been my life for the last few weeks.
I'm trying to get rid of mine. Star got to go. It's crazy,
bruh. Like, and then my son he was like, all right, I'm gonna let him. I said, bro, just let him out the room. Put the baby gate up so he can't run down the stairs. Close the door to Maddie's room so he can't jump up on her bed because her bed sits up higher. I said, if he try to jump up on the sofa or whatever, that's fine. It's not too high. Your bed, not too high. But I don't want him going up and down the stairs or trying to jump up any higher than that. We let him out, go play in the game room. What'd he do? Sit in front of the baby gate by the stairs because he smelled me in the kitchen cooking. He didn't move. He didn't grab his toys or nothing. He just want to sit there because it's like I smell him cooking. I want to eat. I want to lick some off the floor and suck. It's like, man, this dog is crazy. But anyway, man, yeah, it's like,
hey, you're right though. They have, and depending on where Marvin Harrison Jr. go, They probably gonna have it. What 6 years in a row?
Pretty
Ohio
much.
State really has had Rookie of the Year
Because what's his name? I want
to
to
the
say
Jets.
Marshawn Lattimore kicked it off like 2017 or whatever for the
I
Saints defensive
think it
rookie of the year.
was yeah,
He kicked it off, and then that ran you a string of them.
because Wilson was last year. They haven't announced
Yeah,
it yet, but CJ pretty much is rookie of the year,
we just
offensive
waiting for
rookie
the
of the year.
announcement.
Yeah, that's pretty clear. Then he damn near MVP if you want to be real. Uh, the
There
MVP
was
race
that
is
talk for a
interesting
minute.
too. Hey, huh? Kiss my ass, sir. Do that for me. You do that for me. Kiss my ass. The fuck?
That
But
motherfucker,
yeah, the coaching carousel's been crazy.
man. See,
He's been drinking
but
lean for the last. He has. Uh,
no, nigga, I've been taking my medicine. It's
right,
Bromphene.
right.
Is it? What is
Pernifazine.
it called? Bromphene? Brom
Let me
Brom
see. Do I want
something.
to? What do I
Oh,
want to start with
whatever this
these
shit is.
office changes? A couple new GMs. We'll start there. That's kind of low. That's yeah. Um,
I got all the
Raiders have a
NFL
new.
head coaches right here. All the new
I'm about to
ones.
say. I got it too. It's there. I put it in the notes.
Oh yeah, you did. Here you go.
I did. Yeah, I did my
I
due
got
diligence.
because look, I pulled it up on the computer and I forgot I got it on the phone too.
Um, I think the most interesting new GM and the one that I'm like, yo, I always like when a player doesn't go the coach route, he
Mm-hmm.
goes the GM route.
Mm-hmm.
Dan
Mm-hmm.
Morgan with the Panthers.
Yes.
I love it. The only thing is with a, and it's crazy because you would think a defensive minded player,
Mm-hmm.
but look what John Lynch has done with the 49ers. He's been he's been able to draft very well on and get free agents on both sides of the ball.
But wait, this is the most important thing. And I remember vaguely after he retired that he said he was going into the front office or whatever, right?
Mhm.
Dude spent a couple years, I believe, with the Panthers, went over to the Seahawks for like 7, 8 years, went back to the Panthers, I want to say, and then gets the GM job with the Panthers. So it's
Mhm.
like, this isn't some just, oh, I just retired. Hey, give me a job. And because I was no, I'm sorry. He started off with the Seahawks as a scout,
Yeah.
then was the assistant director of pro personnel, then their director of pro personnel. Then he worked with the Bills as a director of player personnel. Then he was
Mm.
the assistant GM with the Panthers, and now the president of football ops and GM of the Panthers. Mind you, this comes off the hill of him being on the Saints practice squad in like 2008, 2009. He went immediately to the Seahawks as a scout the following season.
Yeah, Dan Morgan was a dog though at linebacker. I tell you,
Yes.
he was a dog. I like it though. Like I said, I think about like John Lynch is the one name that I can think of because I don't really like what old boy has done with the Broncos since he's been the president of the Broncos for like the last like 20 some years. Um
Elway?
yeah, I Elway to me reminds me of Michael Jordan with Charlotte. And I say that because I feel like if Jordan would have went to Chicago, it might have been better. But I feel like both of them kept looking for the next them. They kept looking like and I remember Elway even said it when they had Tebow, he's not me.
Mm-hmm. He
I
sure did.
remember him saying that. And it's like, of course they're not you. The only
Well,
person that was you was Peyton. And you ain't draft him, you went out and got him. Peyton was the
he's
closest thing to you.
he's
So
been there as an executive since 2011. So
I don't
Elway,
know.
like you said, he's been there for a long
And
ass
he's
time.
and he's gotten a Super Bowl out of it. So fire.
Mhm.
But I don't know, man. It's getting to that point where they might have to start. They might have to find a new. If keep him around, he's a legend, great. but find a new role for him, man. It might have to go younger, switch it up. I don't know. But back Dan Morgan, I definitely feel like Dan. I'm excited to see what he does with that offense more than the defense. As
Mm-hmm.
far as bringing in personnel, they also made a coaching change. While we're at it, new head coach Dave Canellis. I believe they also brought in a new OC, not a new DC, but they did also bring in a new OC and Brad Idzik. Idzik,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So new GM, new head coach, new offensive coordinator. I like it. Um, don't like them.
Oh, wait. So I'm reading up now. Elway don't even work for them no more.
Somebody call CPS.
I didn't
Hey,
realize that it ended last year. I thought he was still a consultant with him, but it says no. He had as of April of 2023 has no contractual affiliation with the Broncos, and his official role with the club has ended.
ah,
So if he no, but we both know, so he's still being consulted. He's still being consulted. I don't care what nobody say. Elway is still being consulted. There's no way that you just move on from this man after all this time and all he's done for that franchise, both as a player and as an executive. I ain't gonna believe that. I ain't gonna believe that. But some looking at some of the other different hires around the league that teams have done, the one that kind of where it was like the obvious choice. It was a couple of them. I'll say the Raiders with Antonio Pierce was obvious because of how he turned that team around, and also Gerard
uh,
Mayo with the Patriots because he
I
was
was just
literally
about to say that.
Belichick's coach in waiting.
Hmm. Jim Harbaugh too. We kind of knew he was going to the Chargers. Like we said, we kind of figured that Michigan was going to try to make a push, throw a little bread at them, but it was pretty much a
Mhm.
foregone conclusion that Jim was coming to the Chargers. I like Raheem Morris being with the Falcons. Always dope with a black coach. I'm gonna tell you the one that's crazy. So after the game Sunday, I'm in a space with some Ravens fans that I know. They
Mhm.
do Raven spaces like all the time, so I'm always in there with them on X. But a lot of them did not think Mike McDonald was going to take the Seahawks or the Commanders job. And when the reports had came out that it was between him and Dan Quinn for the Seahawks, everybody was like, and even me, I was even like that. I was like, nah, that's Dan Quinn job. He got that. Like everything leading up to this point has been Dan Quinn. I don't know why they haven't. Kind of the same like I felt with Belichick. I was like, I don't know why they haven't pulled the trigger, but it's Dan Quinn's job. Apparently, it wasn't. Apparently, I think it's been Mike McDonald's job the whole time, and they just were waiting until after they lost, to make the move. I like that, especially for that team. The offense was pretty good this year. It was more the defense. Um, Only thing that sucks is they did lose their defensive coordinator, who is now our defensive line coach in Philly. Um, and they lost a couple other spots on defense. I hope your board don't work. I see you looking down. Uh
I'm looking for my food.
I said hour. But yeah, the Philly did take their defensive coordinator. He was now the defensive line coach under the new defensive coordinator in Philly, Vic Fangio. They took the cornerbacks coach um also in Philly now. So but I like it. I like all the head coaching.
Hey, you see this comment?
Oh, I saw it. That's why I threw it in there. That's why he said somebody call CPS. You missed the beginning. You missed the beginning
Oh
behind
yeah.
me because yeah, I'm shooting kids. I don't care. Legally. Damn, is there a legal way to shoot kids? With a toy gun. The hell? Shit.
Gel Blaster, our
Joe Blaster.
sponsor. That's how we shooting them. Shooting with a gel blaster.
But yeah, I like everything else. I don't know a whole lot about Brian Callahan. Very minimal, but he got hired. So the commander's job is still open. And it's crazy because it should be. Um I also
Come on,
think the
man, don't let the
Commanders,
Lions show through that bad.
but the Commanders are either one, just gonna hire anybody. Two, is probably gonna be, and from what I'm looking at, it looks like Belichick is not just gonna take any job. He's gonna sit out this season, do some booth work, and then see um what's out there for next year.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say they should go. I don't think they should go with a defensive minded coach again,
Mm-hmm.
like they just did. But I would say Dan Quinn. If not, you have your next head coach in house already. I don't understand why at this point give Eric Bieniemy a try. If he don't work, fire him after 1 year like everybody else do. But give the man a chance. He's right fucking there. In-house. You ain't so this was the thing about the Ben Johnson thing I wanted to talk about. As Ben Johnson is staying with the Lions. This motherfucker, first off, I would never give you another fucking interview ever a fucking again if I'm the Washington Commanders. Fuck Ben Johnson. If I'm them, I'm not them. I loved it. It was funny as shit. This man, instead of telling them prior to them getting on a plane, he waits until they're in the air, already going there, to be like, hey guys, I'm gonna stay with the Lions. You ain't even gotta come. But they already are going to sit down and talk with him. Well, it wasn't just him, it was also the defensive coordinator
Aaron
for the
Glenn.
Lions. Yeah, it was him also. So, but I think their main focus was more Ben. So it was just funny. He was like, "Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Love and joy." That shit was fucking hilarious to me, bro. But I don't know who's gonna be their next head coach. It's gonna be very interesting. I don't think the
But
Commander's job is bad, but
they got the number 2 pick in the draft.
it's all about. I personally like that. You can go. There are several quarterbacks after Caleb because Caleb is. It's pretty much either Caleb is going number 2, Chicago's gonna keep 1, and somebody's gonna jump to get that first pick to go get Caleb, which it sounds like it's been it could be anybody. A couple different people. The Broncos have been talking about moving. I don't think they have a low enough pick to trade or to keep their 1 unless they're giving up like next year's 1 or something like that to keep this year's.
Mm-hmm.
Um Chicago can do a couple different things. If I'm Chicago, I'm only trading with somebody in the top 10 and somewhere low in the top 10 so that way I can still potentially get my wide receiver cuz I think that's who they really want is Marvin Harrison Jr. So I'm personally trading with somebody low so I can still get him. Let them get Caleb. I think the second quarterback off the board to Washington is either going to be Drake May or Jaden Daniels. I think it just depends on who the head coach is going to be. I think for that Washington team with the wide receivers they have,
Mm-hmm.
Drake, I like Jaden Daniels. He's more mobile than Drake May is, in my opinion. I would go out and get Jaden Daniels, but with the Patriots having a low pick too, they're definitely going to draft a quarterback. I would hope uh they have to. I think May fits with them too, but to me, Drake May gives you that old Belichick feel. So on the flip side, I feel like if you're the Patriots, Jaden Daniels is who you pick because he's not what you typically would get from a Patriots quarterback, and he's black. So there's that.
Right.
So
When looking at some of the big boards, a
yeah,
lot of them have Drake May ranked ahead of Jaden
Jaden
Daniels.
Daniels.
Yeah, I see a lot of them that have him ranked ahead of him. Um,
Let's see.
Daniel Jeremiah, looking at the Ringer, Tankathon, their big board has Drake May. All of them have Drake May ranked ahead of Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, that's what I see too. Caleb Williams, then Drake May.
And then Jaden
Um,
Daniels. That's how the quarterbacks are ranked.
yeah,
Looking at the big boards,
the
it
board in
just
general.
overall, it's pretty much Caleb Williams and Marvin Harrison Jr. are
1 and 2.
1 and 2, with the exception
Uh,
of some people have May up there and whatever because it's a quarterback. But you
they
still,
got Fashanu from Penn State, Brock Bowers in the top 5, which I think Brock Bowers is he might slip a little just because when you look at who's picking, um, in that, in those first few rounds, I don't see anybody who needs a tight end right away. Like you got Chicago at 1, Washington quarterback, New England's at 3 quarterback. Pretty much the first 2 quarterbacks are going 2 and 3, either 1, 2, or 1, 2, 3, somewhere in there, or it could be 3 straight. Arizona now, I think Arizona might go get tight end, but also I don't think they need a tight end. The Giants don't need a tight end, in my opinion. Neither do the Chargers, the Titans. And see, this is all for me. This is Brock Bowers slipping now. Jets don't need a tight end. Falcons
because
damn sure don't. Bears don't.
I put it to you like this: a
Raiders
couple of
don't.
those guys are going to take tackles,
Vikings don't.
so we could see
Do the Saints need
Fashanu
one?
from Penn State. We could see Alt from Notre Dame.
The first tight end might not come off if the Broncos stay at 14. Brock Bowers probably will slip to them at 14 at that point, unless they decide to take whatever's left at quarterback. But I'm pretty sure that's where I would see Brock Bowers going if the Broncos stayed, just because they do need a tight end. But
Because when you look at like the top 10,
and he's a top 5 pick. Brock Bowers for sure is a top 5 pick.
he could be considered that, but to me, the way the game is played now, he could definitely be considered a top 5 pick. However,
Yeah.
when you look at the players that are available and you picking that high in the draft, you want to have somebody that's going to have way more of an impact on the game itself, as opposed to a guy that can still have an impact on the game, but is dependent on someone else. You want to have somebody that's independently can impact the game.
But the way we've looked at the way tight ends have been playing the last 10, I'll
They're
go
like
10.
wide receivers. They're like wide
And
receivers.
and honestly, we really probably could go back the last 20 if you want to be honest. But they really are. They do so much. It's not just the receiving, it's the blocking, it's the
Mm-hmm.
pass blocking, it's the run blocking, it's um the confusion plays. Because if you have a strong tight end like a Kelsey, you're doubling on Kelsey. Look at Kelsey, look at TJ Hawkinson, even the rookie Laporta this year, um Kyle Pitts at times, even though I think it's more the offense in Atlanta that's kind of like made him null and void. But a lot of times you got to double team the tight end just as much as you do the wide receiver nowadays. Look at Philly with Goddard. Goddard was so important to Philly this year, and him being hurt that offense so much. So I would say a Brock Bowers is so important, but because of this draft and where teams are drafting in this
Hmm.
top 15, I'll just go there. He's gonna slip because a lot of those teams, unless they decide like, hey, I like my tight end, but it ain't bad to have two. Go out and be like, I'm gonna grab him because he's there. Because he's kind of one of those players like, nah, he's still on the board. We can't pass him up type. Unless your main focus is quarterback. Now, if the quarterback you want is off the board and you don't want to settle for who's there, then I can understand. But like we said, those first 3 picks alone are probably going quarterback because Chicago more than likely is going to trade out. I think if they trade out, Arizona's there at 4.
You
We
know
could
where
see
I
Mark.
you
We
know
could
where
see Marvin Harrison going to
I
Arizona too.
outside shot. Outside shot. I'm just saying. Hear me out. I could see him going as high as 5 to the Chargers.
But they got
They got Gerald Everett. He's old.
uh
They got Donald Parham Jr. What has he proven since he's been in the league? He'll
okay.
be 27 next year.
Said 27.
Yeah, Stone Smart, Nick Vanette, those guys don't they
They
don't
don't.
like they
They
don't
don't.
they don't scare me or nothing. They don't put nothing in me. Gerald Everett will be 30 this summer. Are we really that believing that much in Gerald Everett?
Yes,
Keenan Allen is already old.
I would. 30 isn't as old as it used to be in the league anymore, though.
It's
Certain
kind of not,
certain
and I
positions,
mean,
certain positions,
okay,
it's
I'll
not.
put it to you like this: I'm not saying Gerald Everett is like you need to get rid of him age, but if I have the chance,
To have somebody else right there. Well, you're right, because
bingo,
Philly did that with Goddard. We didn't need to draft a tight end when he came in, but
you had he
because
was
we had Zach
available.
Ertz, we had Zach Ertz, and Zach. We know how Zach Ertz was. Zach Ertz was that. Whew,
This is what I'm saying, bro. This is what
you're
I'm
right,
saying. This is
and
what
it's
I'm
not bad to have a two tight end room at
not,
all.
and especially
It's
when you
actually
got
better.
two tight ends that you could put in the slot or split them out wide and just create a fucking matchup problem on the
Or
slot in the
shit,
slot or on
the
the
run
outside.
game. The run game alone with blocking, because look who they got, Eckler back there.
That's what,
That's an extra blocker for Eckler now. That's
bro.
a so you right. You right. You got
This
to keep it. It keeps the defense honest, and they
this
can't do a lot that they want to do. So
exactly.
you right.
Okay, as recently as think about Bill Belichick with the Patriots, right? And how he loved the two tight end system.
Before he
Um,
hit the shooter. Shout out to the shooter.
segment is presented to you by Joe Blasters. Joe Blasters in partner with Sucio Sportz, bringing fun to you and yours. Um,
Pew pew.
but like when you look at those two tight end sets, there's so much you can do.
It is.
It's so much you can do. And I remember we were talking about this the other day when we were just talking about playing Madden, how I used to love the two tight end sets when I played Madden because I can audible to many different formations, many different plays. I can flip a play, and you don't even know I flipped the play because the formation doesn't flip in certain formations. And it's like, I just always loved having that two tight end look because there's so much you can do out of that look. And it opens up things in your offense that most people not really ready for, and you always create a matchup nightmare, especially when you got a guy who's 6'4", 240, and he'll probably run at least like a 4.5. No, nothing less than a 4.6 in the 40, maybe. But when I'm talking about just because that 40 time can be misleading, and I don't want to mislead people and think that, oh, if you run a fast 40 time, you're great. No, it just means you can run in a straight line really, really fast without pads on. When I see a guy run a route, make a double move, get open, not just against linebackers, but also against safeties and corners at that
Mhm.
size, and he's creating separation with his route running and his physicality against smaller defenders, that's when you be like, oh, wait, that guy's a game changer. I might take this guy in the top 10. So when
Mhm.
I say I could see him going as high as 5, the only thing I'm saying is with the way the game is played and the matchups you can create with a guy like that in your offense, given what the Chargers have right now, and in the position that they're in, with the coach that they have coming in, they're trying to win that.
Actually, the Giants are 5. Chargers are 6.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got the old one. It's inverted. My bad. Because after the I think they here it goes. Yeah. No, NFL.com is telling me that Chargers are 5.
That's the one I'm on. NFL.com.
Updated on the 28th.
Mine. I don't know why mine's has because they both were 5-11. Tennessee also was 5-11, but they're
No. Chargers were 5-12.
so
Giants
then
were 6-11. Tennessee
why
was
is
6.
my when was yours updated?
The 28th.
The
It's the
January?
article from it's the article from Chad Reuter.
Yeah, that's the one I got. But this one say December 31st. That's weird.
Oh, that's why then. It was
Hold on.
before the end of the season.
Let me go to
That's
that.
why.
Let me go to ESPN.
I was about to say because I knew it had to have been something that was off because I was like, nah,
Okay.
like
Yeah,
share
you're right.
basically the same
Here you go.
info.
Nah, and if ESPN.com got it, here you go.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
you're
was
right.
about to
Chargers
say
at
because
5.
that one I was about to pull that one up too, but like now it is weird like how they do that because you'll click on certain articles and they won't always pull up the newer stuff. It depends on how you search for it and what you click on and stuff. It's the internet. It's weird. That's just how it is. But just look that like I even if them two teams was flip flop, I
Well, no,
could see.
he could go to 7. I could see him just in case 5 or 6 don't take him, because 6 don't need him either. They got
Waller.
yeah, they got Waller. So I can see
And
him going to Tennessee too.
exactly,
I can
exactly.
see that.
I could see that happening also. But if we're gonna look at like just all these different changes and different things that different philosophies that different teams have, I think the one that stuck out to me the most out of all of these coaching changes, it wasn't even a football coaching change. It was in the NBA. With the Milwaukee Bucks firing Adrian Griffin
Still makes no sense.
and then hiring Doc Rivers.
Makes no sense. With a winning record, I don't think I've ever seen a coach fired with a winning record outside of Ime, and that's only because of what happened in within the organization. I don't think I've ever seen a head
Hold
coach
up.
get fired. Somebody
Brian
else?
Brian Windhorst fingers. Remember, Dwayne Casey was coach of the year with the Raptors when he got fired.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. That one,
So
and even
wait,
that one was crazy, but then they got an NBA championship out of it. So it
it,
was like it
it's
it,
like it worked out for you,
it did. It did.
but
But
at the time, it
it was like it was
I was like, this don't make a goddamn lick of
and
sense.
this one, to me, this one don't. I mean, it's Doc Rivers. He's a legendary coach. I get it. We talked about it last week when you weren't here, but
Mhm. Yeah, y'all
I
did. You did.
it's like Doc is still getting hired off of Boston accolades. That's how I
You
feel.
you still living off of 2008, 2009, 2010.
And that's how I feel. Because if you look at the Clippers,
It's 2024, bro.
amazing
It's
team,
2024, bro.
amazing team that he did nothing with.
It's
You look at
2024, big dog.
Philly, a dope ass team that he did nothing with. Now you give him another chance with a really good Milwaukee team that
A solid team.
should win the championship, in my opinion. At least when come out of the East, I think Milwaukee is the clear favorite in my opinion. I like what Indiana has done trade wise.
Look, you could at least make it to the Eastern Conference. You got to at least make
At
it to the Eastern
least,
Conference Finals.
but with the
Bare
way Doc
minimum.
has been,
Bare
Doc
minimum.
is a first round exit type of coach right now. I'm like, you lose, you get rid of one coach who gets you there at least for a coach that gets knocked out in the first round every year. I don't
But
know.
in the problem that I have with this is all the backstory, the rumor, and innuendo.
Hmm.
We don't know if any of this stuff is true or what, but supposedly they wanted Nick Nurse. They wanted a whole different coach. They couldn't get the coach that they wanted after they got rid of Budenholzer. Adrian Griffin was brought in, whatever. They gave him the job. Supposedly, he rubbed the guys the wrong way, especially Dame, with the way he was handling their minutes and whatnot in certain things. Running the offense, calling out all that kind of stuff. Then he started rubbing Bobby Portis the wrong way, handling his minutes and whatnot, right? Giannis is rubbed the wrong way because his guys are rubbed the wrong way and whatnot. And it was supposedly Giannis was one of the ones who was like, hey, we got to get rid of this dude. They get rid of him, make the sudden change, and then Giannis is like, I love the guy. I wanted him to stay. I thought he was great. I don't know why they did that. Like, bruh, you should know by now that leaks are gonna happen. People are gonna talk.
And they
So
are.
when you didn't get out in front of this and all this stuff was being put out there, and then you finally decided to come out and say something after the fact, is very sus. Is very, very, very sus. And it
Hmm.
makes it look like you doing damage control instead of getting out in front of the situation. Like you trying to like minimize the impact of your decisions because now you see it starting to have a negative wavelength putting out there like Giannis on he on some shit up there in Milwaukee. Like he getting coaches fired and whatever. Now you starting to see what's going on and it's like, oh wait, I need to say something. Bruh, it's almost too late for that now because it's already in the air and everybody sees what's going on. Everybody feels the vibes or whatever, and it's just like we don't believe you. You need more people. I don't know, but the only way this can be validated is you got to get at least to an Eastern Conference Finals, preferably a Finals, because I'll liken it to when Pat Riley got rid of Stan Van Gundy in the middle of that season and then went on to win a championship with the Heat.
Hmm.
Like you was the one who brought this man in. You wanted him to be the coach. And now you beefing with him. Now you fire him and then you put yourself in as the head coach. Well, motherfucker, you better prove yourself. And at that time, Pat Riley was like, you know what? Hold my beer. Hold my beer. And he went ahead and he was like, bet I'm gonna lead this team to a championship. Now, granted, he had Prime D Wade and about a quarter of a third or whatever left in the tank Shaq. So he had some solid superstars and some very good role players. But the thing is like when you make a move like that, like I said, you have to prove that this move was worth it. You don't just make a knee-jerk move. Your coach is 30 and 13, and it's just like, you know what? This ain't really working. No, it's working. You just don't like the way it's working. So you making the change. Don't tell me it's not working. Because at that time, I want to say they were second in the East, if I'm not mistaken. And they're still second in the East. So it's not like we talking about like you had this great drop off or something and you went from second to like seventh. You're in the playoffs. I mean in the in mode.
Hmm.
You still right where you were.
Yeah, and that's the crazy thing because it's like you fire a great head coach for like you said, for reasons that clearly have to do with some behind the scenes stuff with the team,
Mhm.
but and it'll come out later, what really happened, I'm sure. But it's interesting to see how it goes because Adrian Griffin gets you where you need to go every year, and Doc Rivers, this might be the year he gets over that curse he's had. I call it a curse because it's no way he can at least get one championship with that Clippers team. At least I've always said that, and I hate the Clippers. I'm a Laker fan, but I
He
feel
should
like
have,
he should have gotten one with the Clippers, at least one
bro.
with
He
that
couldn't even
team.
get to the finals with them dudes.
DeAndre Jordan, Blake Griffin, Chris
Chris
Paul.
Paul.
That three alone was doing work.
You had
Yeah,
Matt
you had
Barnes,
Bledsoe. You had Bledsoe. You
Bledsoe.
had, oh my God,
Um,
who else?
they had different guys at different points as supporting cast on that team,
They've
but
had so many different dope players that is no way they shouldn't. On paper, they were one of them teams like they were like Dallas. On paper, every year they should win the championship or at least get there.
look, in Orlando, he had
Orlando's looking good right now.
he had prime Dwight Howard.
Yep.
No, that Sam Van Gundy. He
No,
was
that
in
was Van
Orlando
Gundy.
for a while because I know
That was
this is the
before Van
thing.
Gundy, right?
Doc Rivers is the only coach to blow a 3-1 lead in the playoffs with three different teams.
Yep.
It was
I
the
want to
Magic,
say
Clippers,
I
and the
want to say
Sixers.
he was in Orlando before Van Gundy.
I can't remember when, but I know Doc coached in Orlando and blew a 3-1 lead there.
Don't worry about it. I got it.
But
Dr.
this is the thing, though. Like we keep saying,
Goddamn
he,
Glenn.
he has to prove that he wouldn't call him
Goddamn
by his
Glenn.
government. Damn.
All right, let me see.
He has to
Coaching.
prove that yes, I'm worth
Yeah,
the headache and the trouble.
Orlando was 99 to 03.
Okay, that's kind of what I was thinking. So it was SVG, I would want to say, that had Dwight. He
Yeah,
had
Stan
Brady,
had Dwight.
whatever. Whatever it was. Doc Rivers is known for blowing 3-1 leads in the playoffs and not succeed. Bottom line.
All he's
And
gonna do is sign his son.
oh man, that dude.
I
But
can't wait for him to sign Austin. I
like
like Austin. I also like Austin. Shout out to
he
Austin.
hey
I met him a few times when he was at Duke. When
uh
little bro was there. Austin is dope. He's a good person.
he his podcast is the stuff that I've heard is pretty interesting, and I
Nah,
gotta
it is.
try to get it onto my schedule more to listen to, because I've
It's
gotten back
so
into
many.
basketball more over the last year or so, and just
It's so
hearing,
many podcasts.
bruh, it's so fucking
So
many.
many good ones. So many good ones though.
Exactly.
I ain't
I
even gonna just say like this one, but but no, it really is. Especially with just sports in general. It's so many, and I be wanting to watch them all, but it's so hard to fit them into what your regular schedule, what you're already watching. It podcasts are a little different because at least like when you're at work, you can just cut one on while
yeah,
you're working. You know what I mean? Something like that.
yeah,
Or if you in the crib doing something, it's easy just to cut one on while you're doing it or while you're driving. You may want to listen to music, but sometimes I'll cut on a podcast because it's easier, depending on
exactly.
where I'm going, I can at least get half of it in and then finish it later or something like that. So,
And the best thing about it is knowing a
like you
bunch.
should do with this one.
Exactly. When you know a bunch of dope people that's doing dope stuff, and you can listen to
That
this,
too. That
and
too, man.
it's like, just on CDB Network, we got Sucio Boys, we got Sucio Sports, we got the Dre Lax podcast, we got the Shogun Soccer Sit Down. This shit always tongue ties me, bro.
All them damn S's. He got to change that shit.
A different angle. We got Aim High.
Yeah.
We got Four Corners of Commentary. Like, there is literally something for everybody, and there's more to come this coming year.
And even with that, listening, trying to get everybody's podcast in, at least, to give it a listen. Wow. And that's just ours on top of, like you said, the
Exactly.
outside stuff like BRP. Listen, trying to catch BRP. It's a lot. It's a lot. But you find the time for it, you at least give it a snippet of a listen.
Right.
So
Like, matter of fact, real quick, because we always because we're both girl dads. So we always like to shout out the ladies on this podcast, like real talk. Like, shout out to Keeks and to Lyric, those wrestling girls, and a lot of the dope black females. I'll just put it out there like that, because they're doing really dope stuff in the wrestling space.
mm-hmm.
And shout out to ladies like Britt Waters and Monica McNutt, and some of the other ladies, Joy Taylor, Taylor Wood.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? That's doing that dope thing in the sports space.
Hey man, we got to find out how to get Britt, Joy, and Taylor all on at the same time on here.
Bro, you trying to open up
you don't even got to show up that day. You don't even got to show
Black
up that
History
day.
Month time space continuum of
You,
beautiful black women sportscasters. Like,
that's the day you ain't got to come, bro. I got it.
you're like, look, can't you catch COVID again or something?
Yeah. Matter of fact, I'm gonna block you from your own podcast that day. I've changed the password on you. Don't worry about it. Email and anything.
Hey, he about to Jamal. He about to what's his name? The safety for the Seahawks. Oh, I
Oh,
can't remember his name. Jamal Adams.
yeah,
He was with the Jets and he tried to get in the building and the code didn't work.
boy, that's
Hey,
crazy. Britt, hey, Britt might be easy. Actually, I'm gonna reach out to her. I love to bring Britt on for real though. Like, it's so crazy that
he knows her shit.
I. So the crazy thing is, I found Britt through the sneaker community. It wasn't even wrestling, and
The
then I
same
didn't
way you
know.
found out Mimi.
Right, it was all through the sneaker community, and had no idea that Britt. First off, I didn't know. I didn't put two and two together because I'm slow sometimes. So I didn't know that Britt and Brian were brother and sister. And then I didn't know Britt also was into wrestling because again, I found her through the sneaker community. I used to see her on the sneaker pages all the time because she worked as a newscaster, which she still does, but
Mhm.
um she was on like in building on air newscaster, and they used to always talk about like she's doing the news with her J's on. I'm like, okay, cute and a sneakerhead, that's
Yeah.
fire. And then as I get into wrestling more and the black side of wrestling, you know, meet Brian, then I found out, I'm like, hold on. It took me like a year before I put two and two together because I'm slow again. And I was like, oh, that's his okay, that's dope. And then like knowing that she up in DC, so I definitely want to reach out, see if we can get her on for sure. Like you said, I
I
definitely want to
want to
bring
say,
in.
I think, I don't, I want to say, are they related? I don't
Are
think
they
they're,
brother and sister? I thought.
I don't think they're related. You know what?
I want to say they are. I
No,
really believe they are
I'm a,
because Brian's up here in DC too.
I don't be name dropping and
That's
stuff.
how. That's why I put the two and two together because I was
Uh,
like, hold on, Brian's also in DC. She's in the, and I was like, they're always together. They're always at wrestling stuff. Whenever wrestling's here in the DMV area, they're always when I if Brian at a show, she's always there. Whenever I see a group photo from that, but
mm,
again, I could be wrong, but I believe they are. So, but yeah, um, I forgot how we even got onto that part of it.
all right, I text him. I just shot him a text. I'm gonna find out right
Okay,
now
see how
because
you
I
can
can't
just see
remember
that.
myself.
I need those personal connections where I can just. I'm getting there. Don't worry about it. I got
It-
other
it-
connections.
and
It's
look,
cool.
this was the thing. Like I tell everybody, like I'm the friendliest asshole you'll ever meet. I'm a big cuddly grizzly bear. I may tear you apart, but I may be a teddy bear the next day and give you a hug. I don't know. Me and Brian just got cool because we just chopped it up, whatever, and we found out we had a hell of a lot more in common than what we thought. I'll just leave it at that. And then we just hit it off and we got cool. The
Always a
same
good thing.
thing with me and Matt from Black Wrestling. Like we found out we basically kind of related, sort of. So like when these cuz like that's it just shit just happens.
Nah, that's a fact.
But no, like it just been so much crazy like back and forthness going on and different stuff like that with all these coaching changes and whatnot. But one of the things that I didn't want to get lost was this past week was you put it in the rundown the anniversary of Kobe's 81 game
It
against
was.
the
It was
Raptors.
two anniversaries of his all in the same week. One
This
good,
was
one
in
very tragic.
06.
I
Let's
yes,
say.
yes. Oh 08, oh 06, oh 08, oh 06. This picture of the professor that he posted is funny as hell too. Kobe 81 point
January 26th. Oh no. Oh, wait.
22nd of oh
22nd,
06.
2006.
Yeah, it's
My bad.
oh 06.
22nd, 2000.
That's crazy. Real quick. Professor posted this picture. Gypsy Rose and her husband were sitting right behind them at Dynamite. And he
Get the
didn't realize
here.
He didn't even realize it. That's funny. He said he didn't realize it until
Bruh,
somebody else said something. But
that's
her
crazy.
front row seats, by the way. That's crazy. Niggas with money, boy. I tell you, can't do
Hey,
nothing with it.
no, I guarantee you, they did not pay for them shits.
Gypsy Rose and them.
Guarantee
Oh
you.
no, she's a celebrity right now, low key,
That's what I'm saying. They were
like a
comp.
C list. She a
They
C
were
list
comp
celebrity,
them
but still,
tickets.
yeah.
Cause think about it. If you got a movie, a book, a TV show, or something to promote, or something like that, and they say, "Hey, we get X amount of viewers every week. Do you want to go ahead and we'll give you a free shout out, free promo for whatever you promote? And if you come and sit front row at our show, oh yeah, why not? Okay, so they may be related. They like cousins.
Ah, okay,
Yes, straight from the
okay,
horse's mouth. They like cousins.
okay. Tell your cousin. No man.
Bet. But like, no, like I really think they got comp them tickets because the other thing is like if they pay for advertising or whatever, sometimes part of the paid advertising or part of that exchange, that promo or whatever, is having the person make appearances and shit like that. Like I know, like part of them promo packages, whatever it is, advertising, like all of that kind of stuff gets rolled into it. So they probably had something to promote, or AEW was trying to get some hits and stuff like that by having them out there. But I guarantee you, I don't think I just don't think that they paid for those
Probably
tickets.
not. Probably not. Probably not. So,
But no, just outside of that, like
oh, the Kobe. Yes, that's what we're talking about. My bad.
yeah, the
Um,
81, bruh. We
so a
had
couple. We had Joel went off for
70,
70. Luca hit a 76.
73,
Was it 7? I thought it was 76.
73,
It was 73. Okay.
73. Yeah.
Um,
Carl
Cat
Anthony
went
Towns hit for 62.
62. Yep.
He
I
lost.
think I think in a loss. I think those are the only, but it was
Nope.
dope though. And
Devin
Luca,
Booker hit for 62 or whatever, and they lost also.
that was in the same night as Lucas, right? Yeah. Devin and
Yeah, I
Luca
want to say his was the same night as Lucas, and Cat and Embiid were on the
was
same
on the
night.
same night, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Devin and Lucas also was on the anniversary of Kobe's death, which was dope. That they went crazy like that on a very emotional, sad day for a lot of us who were fans of his. That day hits me personally every year, so
Yeah, it
I
was
was
on that on Monday. Embiid went for 70 and Cat went for 62.
yeah. So that was on the. I just broke my glasses. That's crazy. I can't see now. All right, we'll fix that in a second.
Shit.
Or I go get my backup here. I got to get some new ones anyway. That's crazy.
Bro, I've been
That's
meaning to
kind of funny.
set me and the kids an appointment and stuff, and I be getting busy and forgetting and everything else. I just gotta just one day just set the appointment, just go and do it.
Nah,
But
this is a call that will be made tomorrow. That's crazy. But yeah, no, it was a like I said, dope. Week started off, great, celebrating the 81-point game, and then ends, tragically because we have to also celebrate his life and the other people that were on the plane with him,
right,
also his daughter
right.
Gigi and some of her teammates and their families. So, like I said, emotional for me just because, like we said, being a girl dad, like
Mm-hmm.
just trying to, and even to this day, trying to understand, like in that moment, like bro, like I can't imagine. I don't even want to try to
Like
right now.
I
But
put it to you like this: we went Monday and we got that anniversary of Kobe's 81, and we got Embiid dropping 70 and Cat dropped 62, and then we ended the week with on Friday the 26th with Luca dropping 73 and D Book dropping 62. Luca won and D Book lost. You know, same thing like we had on Monday. And B dropped 70 and won, Cat dropped 62 and lost. But I remember that day like vividly. It was, I believe it was a Sunday. Yeah, it was a Sunday. January. I mean, yeah, it was January, whatever, 2020.
Mhm.
Um, I was taking a nap,
It was
and the Rumble was going on that night,
yeah, it was a
and
Sunday.
I wasn't going.
It
It
was a
was here.
Sunday.
I wasn't going. You know, I heard my phone buzzing or something,
It just returned.
and I looked up, and it was like, "Hey, is this real?" And I was like, "Let me check and see." And as soon as I try to check and see, I'm looking at all the other messages and stuff, and I'm like, "It's got to be real." And then I get a call and like, "Hey, can you write something real quick for Sports Map?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll take care of it." And I'm just like, "How can I possibly put this into words? Like what literally just happened and got confirmed? Like, how do I possibly like how can I convey this and put this like into words or whatever, not just for people to understand or whatever in the moment, because you gotta do your job
Mm-hmm.
and get this out, but you also have to remember you're writing for a specific audience, and our audience is mainly Houston based and Houston centric, even though people tune in from all over the world or whatever. It's mainly about Houston stuff, so I have to find a way to tie this in and make this relevant or whatever. And they just like, look, just write whatever you can write and do what you do. Don't even worry about it. Not right now. It's not the time to think about the audience. Just write. Do what you
Mm-hmm.
need to do. I was like, all right, cool, perfect. But still, it's like, how do I say how and what I'm feeling and try to translate that and make that relatable to everybody else in that moment? And it's like to this day, the lock screen on my phone is still Kobe. And it's been like that for 4 years now. It hasn't changed.
Same.
And all the shit that I've gone through and been through ever since, it still has not changed. It's because that particular day, as fucked up as what happened to Kobe, his daughter, and everyone else on that helicopter ride. To me, that day marked when everything just started changing.
It really, and honestly,
That's just
I'll
how
even
that's how it was for me personally.
I think for the world, if you really look at it, it was even the year before with Nipsey. I think like it kind of started with Nipsey, and then the rest of the year was cool. For me personally, it was Nipsey, and like 2 weeks later I lost my brother, and then a few months later we lose Kobe. But really for the world, it was, and people kind of joke about it, not in a like in a negative bad way, but it was like damn, Kobe died and the world ain't been right since, because we got COVID right after that. And the world's
Mhm.
been crazy ever since then. So it's like it was crazy, and it was crazy because my sister lives in LA. And as I get the news on TV, well, my mom's comes downstairs first. Like, and she's like, I'm at mom's crib. I'm sitting in the living room. She came downstairs. She said, "You okay?" Because my mom knows how big of a Kobe fan I am. Like, bro,
Right,
that's
right, right,
the
right,
idol. So I'm sitting. I'm like, "What you mean?" She was like, "She said, you don't know?" I'm like, "Nah," because I don't even think I was on my phone. And then, and
right.
she was like, she said, "Kobe died." I said, "Mom, go back upstairs. Get the hell out my face." I think I
Yeah, because
cussed
you
at her.
think you
I think
think
I actually,
I'm
I ain't gonna lie.
bullshit.
I think I actually cussed at her for real. I was like, "Man, get the fuck out of my face. Go ahead, bro." I was like, "That's not something to joke about. Let's not do this." She said, "No, I'm serious. Kobe died in a helicopter accident." I'm like, "What?" And then like the first thing I thought was my sister, like LA is behind, but it may not have spread out yet. Cause I'm
Mhm.
flipping on the TV. Um, I don't see none on Sports Center yet.
Right.
TMZ didn't have it yet. You know, the
Yeah.
first thing you do is go when it's an athlete. You know, potentially you look at everything. But my first instinct was my sister's in LA. She would know. I text her, and then I ended up calling her, and she was like, it was on the what's the shit they have in LA? The neighborhood app. It was
Oh
on
yeah.
it was actually on the neighborhood app before any of the news people, before TMZ, before anybody got it. It was actually confirmed on the neighborhood app first that Kobe's plane had went down and it was a bad crash. She said you could hear it because she lives in Koreatown. So it wasn't where it happened is wasn't that far from where they live in Koreatown.
Okay.
But yeah, once I got that from her, I was like,
Was
oh,
it next door?
I think that's what it's called, next door.
Because they got different ones. That's just the one I got. I
I
guess
use
that's
the
pretty
they
popular.
use ne- they use neighborhood here because I keep getting the emails about the one in my mom
Because
neighborhood.
even
Theirs
even
is neighborhood.
even if you have like a Ring doorbell or a Ring
I'm on
security
that one.
system, they have neighborhood stuff with Ring also.
Yeah, I'm on the ring one, which is it'd be funny. It'd be
Because
funny.
like I got next door and I reactivated it because the app went to sleep or whatever, but I reactivated it because like our HOA, the website has been down and people can't log in or they can't make their payment for their homeowners association fees. So that's been it's been a big topic of discussion on the Nextdoor app for like 2 months almost. It's been like a month. I keep seeing and I keep thinking, is this the same thing? And people just keep commenting on it, and it's like, no, it's a whole new post about the
HOA is
same
by the way,
issue.
if none of y'all don't own a home, man, HOA is the funniest shit, yo. It's
Bruh,
them people don't
it's
let you do nothing on your career, bro. I'm like, nigga, I
it be
bought this. What the
new
fuck?
posts about the same shit.
And there always be somebody old complaining. Like, shut up,
Wait, let me tell you, I ain't even
bro.
gonna lie to you. I had one where I believe it was my grass or something, like they said it's growing over the sidewalk and it needs to be cut or something like that.
So you want to
And I
come cut
was
it, or
like,
you want to shut the
I
fuck up?
looked, I was like, it was like there's part of my grass because I gotta put fertilizer and stuff like that down because it got some weeds and stuff out there. But and anyway, it's like a few little things here and there or whatever. You would think that the sidewalk was covered and it was weeds growing between the cracks of the sidewalk and just like it was like my yard was like this untamed
Jungle.
or something. Bro,
That's what you would think.
it
And it
wasn't
don't even be all that. And it's always some old ass person, man.
it wasn't nothing
It don't
like
matter what neighborhood you live in. It's either an old white lady or it's an old black lady. Either way, they old and they
that.
cranky. And I'll be like, worry about your yard. Why are you worried about mine? Are you gonna come cut it? Is your grandson gonna come cut it? Your son. Is somebody on your side? Other than that, shut the fuck up. Leave me alone. Over here, it ain't that bad. It's more or less like everybody wants to do like different changes to their crib. And
Mhm.
because we're a new neighborhood, we have to wait a while before we can start making changes. They want to wait until the entire community is done being built, then everybody can make changes. But that's kind of like the only thing, just the impatience that everybody has, even myself.
And,
Because
and, and,
I
and
be
I,
in Lowe's and Home Depot like a motherfucker now.
bruh,
I
let
love
me
them
tell
places.
you. Like the other day when you was talking about how you had the little issue and you fixed it or whatever, I was like, see, that's why I bought them. That's why I'm glad I had them little tools and stuff. Because when I had that same issue not long ago, I was able to fix it myself and save myself a couple $100.
Hmm.
It pays and it also pays to know people to know the shit that you don't know. Know what you don't know and know people who know it. That's a fucking key to life if I ever gave y'all one. Because It's a lot of times where you don't know stuff or you don't know how to do stuff or whatever it is. But if you can look in your mirror and realize to yourself, like, hey, I don't know this. I don't know how to figure this out. I can't even Google it, YouTube it, whatever. I need to know somebody who know this shit. Knowing people who know what you don't know is a fucking important thing in life.
Yes, it
But
is.
like we were talking about moving on in coaching changes and whatnot in the world of soccer.
Man, and there's more coming. I didn't even post some of the other ones, but
Bruh, like,
it's everybody's like leaving a club, moving on to a new club. It's crazy. It's been
but,
coaching changes in sports in general is getting wild right now.
but wait, the one that killed me is the one you put in the rundown was Jurgen Klopp
Yep,
leaving Liverpool, but not just leaving Liverpool. Well, bro, I swear I watched the clips of that one clip. It's like a 2 or so minute
it's like a
clip.
sit down interview.
No, the one from the presser where he says, I'm leaving and I'm not coming back or whatever. He got kind of emotional or laugh or whatever. That
Okay,
clip.
okay.
I
I
watched
don't
that
think
clip like
I
two or
might
three
have seen
times,
that one.
and I
The one
keep
from the
listening
sit
to
down
it.
interview was interesting too.
I didn't see that one. The one I kept watching is the one from the presser, because, and I remember it was the one from the presser because I could remember the background and you could see the cameras flashing against the background and everything, and he you could tell it was like fresh off of them making that decision, and he was coming into the press conference and he making this announcement or whatever.
Hmm.
And to me, watching him get emotional with the tears and then making the jokes and everything, just kind of going along with his personality or whatever, is one thing. But it was the raw emotion of him having the difficulty of saying, I'm no longer going to be coaching Liverpool, but also making sure he said, I'm not coaching anywhere else either.
Hmm. It's not like I'm leaving to go get another job. It's I love Liverpool. I feel like basically said he feels like at this point he's given his all to them. He
Yes.
doesn't have anything left, and
Yeah.
he'd rather leave at this point than stay longer than he has to or
It's,
need
it's,
to. I'll say that.
yeah, exactly. It's almost like he was choosing to go out on top.
Uh-huh. Right off in the sunset with his head held high.
Right. Exactly. And
Zafi,
my thing is it's just like it was peculiar to me because it's like it's almost like he didn't want to do it. He was kind of forced
bat-
into it. But
or
it's
he
like
was
I'm gonna
battling
go
with it a
along
little
with
bit.
it.
Like,
I get why y'all doing what y'all doing, and I'm gonna go along with it, even though I don't like it.
well,
That's the vibe it gave.
also they said from what I've read, this also wasn't a new decision that just came up.
Mhm.
Um, they've kind of like I want to say him, and it was somebody else that decided to leave. It wasn't Zavi. It was forgot. But they had made this decision back in November, so this wasn't a new decision. It's just new to the public at least.
Gotcha,
Um,
gotcha, gotcha.
Because Zavi leaving Barcelona was the one that shocked me because it came out of nowhere. It was like a domino. It was like Friday it was him, Saturday it was Zavi. It was a couple other people that came out Saturday and Sunday too. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see who takes their place going forward. Um yeah, man, it's definitely going to be interesting. It definitely is.
Yeah, there's
I think if I think if Pep leaves Man City, I might cry. I don't even like Man City, but if Pep leaves when Pep leaves Man City, that's going to be even crazier. I don't see Pep leaving Man City no time soon. But like me and Ahan was telling y'all in the chat, like 45 years is the most you normally get out of a coach at a club. They don't really coach. It doesn't matter how much success they have. It's rare they stay for a long time. They used to, but now you get 4 to 5, maybe 5 to 6 out of a coach, and then they move on and someone new comes in. The way ball goes, if It's kind of like the NFL a little bit. Like you can have, unless you're the Steelers, any other club and team, you could have 4 straight years of great soccer. That fifth year is kind of still great, but if that sixth year is
Mm-hmm.
you ain't back where you should have been from those first four, they're
Mm-hmm.
moving on to somebody else. So
And see, it's just like to me, I I would say being a European soccer club manager, especially someone high up in one of the upper leagues, the EPL, Serie A, the maybe even the French league or Bundesliga in Germany. Like if you're a coach or a manager in one of those leagues, like you really don't have very much time, and you got to really rely on the club and the front office to give you the ingredients so that you can cook with on the pitch.
and it's
And,
hard.
it's not easy, and you're gonna be under
No,
a lot of pressure and a lot of scrutiny, and you just gotta produce.
you
And
have to.
it's basically it's shit to get off the pot. And from the moment you get hired, you're expected to fucking win. And if
Yep.
you don't, they getting rid of your ass over there.
Unless you're a team that's in rebuild, they just want to see improvement. But
Right.
if you're coming
Right.
in to one of the better clubs, they're expecting you from day one to come in and make an impact to make change things around.
Right.
And not everybody does that.
No, and it's not easy, and it's almost like to help relate it to our audience a little bit more. If you're not very
Well
into soccer and
versed.
whatnot, it's almost like they give you the Panthers from this year, who would have been the worst team in the league, worst record. You should have got a number one overall pick, but you traded it away last year.
Hmm.
You're given the Panthers, and you're expected to be the Chiefs and get to an AFC championship game every year. It's like that's the turnaround that European soccer expects out of you when they hire you, especially if you're in one of these blue blood clubs that's used to winning, has a long history of winning. That's basically what they expect you to do. They expect you to come in as the Pittsburgh Pirates and end up as the Yankees historically.
Yep.
That's what they're expecting you to do. They're
It don't
expecting
work
you to
like
come in
that.
as the Clippers and turn out to be the Lakers or the Celtics.
Right.
That's what they're expecting, you know, just to relate it to y'all a little bit. So that's basically what we're looking at. Um, what we're also looking at is wrapping up this pod this week. We've been talking to y'all for 2 hours,
Yeah.
and
Two
we know
hours.
y'all had a great time with us, and we've had a great time with y'all.
We gave y'all the short show last week. We back to 2 hours now.
Yeah. Um, but here's the part of the pod
Yep. Yep. Let me mute up.
where we got shit to say.
I get some shit off the chest.
And I'm just put it to y'all like this here, because I've heard a lot of people say a lot of different things this whole week, and I've heard people talk about Taylor Swift. I've heard people talk about Travis Kelsey. I've heard people talk about the Chiefs, the Ravens, it's the Lions, and the 49ers. And we wanted to see
Taylor.
the Lions and the Ravens and Brock Purdy and Lamar
Taylor
Jackson
fucking Swift.
and Taylor Swift
That's
and
crazy.
fucking Beyonce, Nicki Minaj, Megan Thee Stallion, and Taylor Swift, and Travis Kelsey and Taylor Swift, and Jason Kelsey
And Taylor Swift.
and Taylor Swift. And I just I've heard people say that. I'm rubbing my eyes because it's like I'm trying to be as calm as I can. But when I hear people say it's rigged, Oh, really? Tell me how it's rigged. Well, you know, they wanted this to happen. Oh, really? How, Sway? How? How is the NFL benefiting from this? How will the NFL directly benefit from Taylor Swift being shown on camera for 45 fucking seconds in the AFC Championship game?
373 million. I might have the number wrong.
It was 331 and a half, and that's over the course of the whole fucking season.
It don't.
And you know
That,
why?
whole season?
Whoa. No,
Ahead,
I'm
my
not
bad.
done. I'm not done.
My bad. Go ahead.
Because it's like you look at, it's 331 million. You know what that is? That's a projection. You know how they project that? Because they're trying to say, okay, if Taylor Swift did it, and you know what this also involves? This involves like social media stuff. This stuff that don't even directly benefit the NFL. This don't benefit the NFL. That part of that 300 and something million, that don't even benefit. You know what that benefits? That benefit the NFL sponsors, whose Swifties will go and buy their stuff. That don't directly benefit the NFL themselves, who have direct control over what happens to that game. Their sponsors are paying the NFL to have their name mentioned on NFL stuff. If they have a side benefit from the NFL, that don't benefit them because those sponsors have to pay the NFL that money regardless of how they get benefited from paying that money. So when you pay $5, $6, $10 million or whatever for that 30 seconds of the Super Bowl, you got to pay that whether it works or not. If you get a benefit from it, great. If you don't, fuck it. You've already paid your money to the NFL. They don't give a shit if it benefits you or not. So part of that 300 and something million is not even going directly to the NFL. And let me finish this furthermore. Because if they show her for 45 seconds in a whole 3.5-hour football game, and that manages to piss you off, you got more problems than what you think you got. Because as much as she gets on my fucking nerves and I can't stand seeing the cutaways and stuff, it's not even a minute out of a 3-hour and 30-minute game. Follow the money. Do you think the NFL is at this point, I want to say it's like a $12 billion industry. The Super Bowl is clearly one of their most profitable things that they do every year. If you look at 12 billion and you think that a partial estimate of 300 million is going to make a difference to them, you need to go take another math class. Because like I said, not even that whole 300 million is going directly to them. Follow the money. The math don't math. When you look at, if we show Taylor Swift on our screen, how much money can we actually generate from talking about her? When you look at the actual attention that she garners online for all of this, it's a lot of negative and divisive stuff more than it is something that's bringing people together. As much as her fan base may infuse money into it, how much money are they losing by people being frustrated by it and by the negative publicity that they're getting online? It goes both ways, people. We got to look at it both ways. Be fair, be impartial. Annoying, yes. Enough for them to try to change the outcome of a game? No. Because like I said earlier, had Todd Monken's dumbass run the football 37 times instead of throwing it 37 times, maybe they could have done something better. But no, you decided I'm so fucking smart. I'm going to throw the ball more than I'm passing it against one of the best pass defenses in the league. And I'm going to run the ball not as much against one of the worst run defenses in the league. Does Todd Monken get a cut of that 300 or some odd million that Taylor Swift supposedly infused into the NFL? Does Steve Biscotti get a piece of that 300 and something million that supposedly Taylor Swift infused into the NFL? And if you don't know who that is, that's the owner of the Ravens. Does Lamar Jackson get a piece of that for throwing the ball 37 times and ignoring his dumbass coach? No, they don't. So if you really want to look at a conspiracy theory or something like that, I suggest y'all look at Todd Monken and his bank account. Did his wife purchase some new property, houses or something like that? Maybe, because that's who you need to look at. Did Lamar Jackson buy a private island or something? Did he buy? I don't know. Because if my dumbass coach called in 37 pass plays and only 16 run plays, and I know I'm playing the best pass defense and the worst rush defense, I'm changing the fucking play. They didn't fumble that ball. They didn't throw that interception. Lamar Jackson did. Todd Monken called those plays. If either of them two gentlemen have some unusual or crazy purchases in the next, fuck them balloons. Because I don't want no fucking balloons right now. I'm pissed. Goddamn balloons.
Hey, bro, the timing of them balloons is hilarious, though.
That's some bullshit. Because I was really mad. I was on a roll. They fucked me up. But I'm just saying, if either of them two motherfuckers end up with like some outrageous purchases in the next year or so, then we can say, okay, the shit was rigged. Outside of that, shut the fuck up, have some common fucking sense, and follow the fucking money. I bequeath my time.
I ain't got no rant this week. I'm gonna just piggyback off yours though, cause fuck Taylor Swift. 347.1 million that went between the NFL and the Chiefs. I don't think it went to like advertising and nothing like that. They did show her quite a bit since the moment they started dating up until now. Um I'll check the numbers at some point, but I'm pretty sure Chiefs jersey sales, Travis alone, went up. Um hmm, I get what you're saying. I do. From the stats and football side of it, but that's not interesting. That's not what sells. Uh they rigged this game for Taylor Swift, for the Swifties, for them to show her a million times during the fucking Super Bowl. I may not even watch this motherfucker because the first time I see her, I'm gonna throw the fuck up. Y'all keep showing this pale ass, pasty ass white girl. First off, Travis, I don't even know who the hell he's. I think this is the real him because he was with the black girl and he was a nigga. He was a nigga while he was with her. He leave her all of a sudden. He looks like Officer Kelsey now. This is crazy.
He been
Nigga
the
looks like a
same dude the
whole
whole time, bro.
bro look like a whole sheriff now. Like he's a goddamn Mountie. That's what the fuck he looks like, the Mountie. Like what the fuck? Where did this white nigga come from? The hell? I mean, Jason, we know Jason is white, we know that. But
That mo-
Travis was a nigga.
hey, real talk.
Travis was bringing black women home.
Where I swear to God, Jason Kelsey can hang out with my family at my
Hey,
door.
dog. Jason was funny as hell. Jason went down last week, not well, the week before last. Jason was drinking beer. He steps out of the, he climbs out the joint. It was like, no, I'm about to drink with these niggas. No security, no nothing. He left the cops up
Actually, he
there.
was looking for a table to go through and was pissed because he didn't get to go through a table.
like bro was on it, yo. Shit was crazy. But yeah, man, fuck Taylor Swift, man. That shit crazy. It was rigged. It was rigged for her. They needed to get back. They make more money. The NFL and the advertisers make more money. Now, wait and see how many Taylor Swift commercials we see during that. That's that like you said, the advertising side. How many cuz she's not I now if Usher is smart, let's talk about it from that standpoint. He I would hurry up and make a song with Taylor Swift. Guess who's debuting a new song with Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl? Me. I would. I promise you. We when you know when we would have gotten in the studio? Monday, Sunday night. I would let her celebrate with her boy on
If
Sunday.
if
Monday morning, me and you in the studio. Let's go.
if
Let's
Usher was
write this.
smart, if Usher was smart, here's how he would do it. He don't even have to debut a whole new song with her. He can just find a song that she already has or he has and do a duet with her.
Yep.
She has a concert the night
Quick.
before in Japan.
Yeah. If I remember seeing it, they said she'll be because of the time difference.
Mm-hmm.
She'll leave Japan and get to Vegas at like 6 p.m. or something like that,
Like right, I want to
right before
say
kickoff.
if everything works out in her favor, she would get there like not long after kickoff, and then like the plane would literally land in Vegas
Yeah.
a little while after kickoff or whatever, and then she would
She
have
might
to,
she might
escort.
miss like part of the first quarter or something like that.
Right.
Nothing too crazy. She'll be there. She'll make it there ultimately. But
Here's my idea for Usher Taylor Swift for the Super Bowl halftime to capitalize on all this bullshit, right?
I'll
And
be pissed off at Usher if he does it though.
do a duet with her and either pre-record it or have her pre-recorded at her concert in Japan, or y'all
Mm,
do a concert together and pre-record it or something like that, or virtually or something, or even if they don't even pre-record it or something like that. You know how in between songs when you're doing a set, and mainly for the Super Bowl halftime show, you don't have that free range to just play around and say stuff, talk, whatever. But if you know if you're
mhm,
going to a concert or a live music event in between songs, or when you change the sets or whatever, artists have that free time in between songs where they talk and interact with the crowd and do different shit. Hey, Super Bowl, oh, Las Vegas, hey. Shout out to the homie Taylor Swift sitting up there in the suite.
mhm. Oh
Boom.
no,
Cuts away to
they're
her.
definitely doing that.
She waves at Usher. Usher, I love you. Usher, you're my favorite. I love you. And then they cut back to Usher. That is how you take advantage of having somebody like this around. But like it's just crazy to me. Like a lot of the times I bounce back and forth between like I fucking hate this shit and then I fucking love this shit. But one thing that I will say in favor to, because I know we both kind of bashed the whole idea and the concept and everything else, but one thing I will say in favor of it, again, like we said, we're both girl dads. I've seen a lot of girl dads convey the message of this has given them something to connect with their teen and tween daughters with, because their daughters love this music. They
Mhm.
love Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift is now dating one of the Kansas City Chiefs' best players. She's always at the game. She's being shown. This gives them something to connect with.
No, it does.
That right there, I can't argue with that shit, right? Because and I think I put this. I posted a comment on somebody. It may have been Ahun's post or something like that. But I was like, they was talking about something about dads and daughters and sports or some shit like that, and I was like, bro, I'm the dad that like my daughter will get extra credit in one of her classes because she will help the one of the defensive coaches break down football film. Like that's just me. Like I'll never forget, God rest his soul. My uncle called me one time and was like, "Hey, come get your daughter." I was like, "What'd she do?" Like I'm still here in Houston. They were in New Orleans visiting the family, and she was like, We talking about how the Saints cut Junior Gillette because he was acting the fool, whatever, and she want to ask how does that affect the salary cap because of his contract that he just signed last year. Like that's the kind of daughter that I got. I don't
That's
have
crazy.
that normal, like she's prissy and she's girly as shit and gets on my nerves, but she's also the one that knows sports and will talk shit. She's just like my grandmother and my aunts and stuff. Like she knows sports, she would talk shit. That's the kind of daughter I got.
Mm.
So it's like, like she kind of don't like the whole Taylor Swift thing, but it's like really she gets it and she understands it don't really bother her. She just preferred not to have to experience it. That's all.
Yeah, that's my only thing is like just why show her so much? And like
Yeah.
you said, in totality, it's only 45 seconds altogether,
Mm-hmm.
but it seems like it's so much more because
It's
every time
exactly.
they pan to that booth or that suite, every chance they get, every split
Exactly.
second they get, it's boom. And that's why I said during the Super Bowl, it's gonna be so much more because
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna see her a lot more, especially if the Chiefs are balling, they scoring, whether it's Travis scoring or just the Chiefs in general. Oh yeah. I'm
And
interested to see how many Taylor Swift commercials we can count during the Super Bowl.
I'm gonna put it to you like this.
My number is 3. It's low, but if you know Super Bowl commercials, 3 is high.
All right, so we gonna set the over and under of Taylor Swift commercials at 3.5.
Okay. And a possible Usher
Maybe two and a
Taylor
half.
Swift
I don't know. We gonna
something.
come up with something.
It's gonna be interesting.
And I'm waiting to see if there's gonna be okay, I'll put it to you like this. I wonder how many prop bets we can count on a sports book that involve Taylor Swift and her appearances or whatever in the Super Bowl. It's gonna be I'm gonna set the over and under at 1.5. We're gonna see 1.5 over and under prop bets involving Taylor Swift. 1.5.
Let's see. I'm just looking to see did they put any up here yet.
I'm
McCaffrey,
about to log in myself.
Pacheco,
I'm gonna log
Debo,
in because I want to make sure I got full access.
Travis. I might take this
Everything.
one.
Where is it? Okay.
Oh, I like this one. I might take that one. That one too. Travis Kelsey gets the first reception. Um, Nothing. A lot of CMC. That's funny. I would be the person that works for one of these betting places that would put something like that on there. Like, how many times are we gonna see Taylor Swift? What's the over
Special
under?
props. Here we go.
3 pack.
I
Nah,
don't
it's not.
see any yet,
Oh,
but
let's see
I
Super
can
Bowl
imagine
specials.
there's gonna be some.
I'm telling you, I would add one in just to
Bro,
be
they
a
even got one.
funny
Peep this one.
asshole.
Will either kicker hit the upright or crossbar on a missed field goal or extra point attempt? Yes or no?
Oh, that's crazy.
Bro, I'm telling you, like they got some wild prop bets out there already. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't see anything right now, but yeah, like they got the coin toss. Who's gonna win the coin toss? Will the team calling the coin toss be correct? Like they got everything on here.
That's crazy. They got
Yeah.
so I'm on now. How much do I get off this one if I put like a low number on it? Ooh, I might take that one for $5 just cause. Travis Kelsey to record over 215 receiving yards, a Super Bowl record. I know he's not going to, but a $5 bet will get me 12.50. I think it was.
What?
Yeah, hold on. Five. If I do 5, yeah, 12.50.
Get
If
the
he
fuck
if
out of
he
here,
does it,
bro.
I'll risk 5 on that. I ain't gonna lie.
Look, with that, and to be quite honest with you,
It's plus 25,000 for that one because it's a
it's a
long shot.
it's a super long, but it
It could
requires
happen.
you to be healthy, going into the game, leading all,
It could
all
happen.
practice. It requires him to also be healthy all throughout the game itself, and it requires him to break a fucking Super Bowl record. Like it's a lot that's standing against you, but you can understand why the odds. Honestly, I don't understand why the odds are that long. But I mean, plus 25,000, you bet 5 and you win in 1,000. Like, it's fucking worth it.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
Just
And
to throw 5 on it. Yeah.
I've run into a few props here and there. Like, I think
It
the
might
one
be
that
it.
I hit on last week was like somebody gets like 100 and something receiving yards and so many receptions or something like that. I think that's the one I hit on last week. I bet 5 and then I won like $50. It was
Yeah.
something like
They might add some new ones, but I'm pretty sure these are pretty much the ones that are on all of them are pretty much it for right now. Or
they
in
tend
general.
to, I want to say week of, when you're about, I say in the next few days we're going to see some more get added. And then by next like Friday, Saturday, I think that's when we're gonna see like all of the crazy side ones that we're gonna see. By middle end of next week, that's when we're gonna see most of them. Because they tend to like to get them lines out as early as possible
Mm-hmm.
and then see how the public bets, adjust it from there, and then close it on out, right as the game about to kick off. So
Yeah.
that's typically how they like to run it, from what I can understand talking to the gambling people that I know of or whatever. But this has been episode 18 of Sucio Sports, presented by Gel Blasters.
We just turned 18, guys. We're legal.
Please go and sponsor this at Gel Blasters online if you're on your social media of choice. And you
Gel
see
Blaster.
Keys right there is modeling one of the Gel Blasters.
Or hold on. Where's the big box? I don't feel like grabbing the big box.
Bruh.
But yeah, they got some dope products, man. They got
Pause.
what I say?
I said that motherfucker is huge. Pause.
Whoa, that's crazy. It is though.
I'm wilding, right? I'm just saying that.
All right, hold on. Let me grab that for you. Yeah, I ain't gonna
The
lie. This
Gel
box heavy as
Blaster
motherfucker too. This one is the Starfire
Starfire
XL.
XL is a big
And
gun. I'll say it like that.
bro, it's this part of it. When you put this on, I feel like a sniper, dog. Like I'm
Look,
like going
recall,
through this. Look, I'm on Call of Duty with this bitch. This shit go crazy.
yes.
They got a couple other ones. I might have to actually purchase myself.
Yeah. Like,
But
they
shout out
gave
to
you
them though
a
for
whole
real.
setup though. Like they set you up nice though to get started. They set you up nice to get started. I
Definitely,
appreciate that
definitely.
for that, man. Like for real, for
Like I
real.
said, shout out to Cammy for that, man. That next pack
Yes.
gonna be crazy.
Shout out to Cammy. Cammy,
Definitely.
I need my pack because I
I
got a
told so
I
I
got a
sent
nice size yard and I want to go do some shit in the yard.
I definitely sent when I sent her the email, I was like, I asked her, can we send a pack out? She hasn't I sent it today actually. So hopefully she'll respond by tomorrow.
I'm
But I
about to
did
send
tell
you
her,
my address right now because
I think it's still no, you sent no, because the box I got, you
you know
sent it
what?
from
Because I'm
your
gonna send you my home address. And I'm gonna send you
I
my
got the
work
work one.
too.
I want to say
Okay,
I got the work one.
I'm gonna send you my home address then. I couldn't
But
remember if I sent it to you or not.
again, episode 18, we appreciate everybody for pulling up tonight. Everybody that's gonna be listening. Black History Month is coming. We got some dope we're gonna be doing on the Instagram and the Twitter page. For Black History Month every day, so peep it.
Oh wait, let me get this
Um,
ready for tomorrow for Instagram or whatever. Hold up.
yep, I was about to say, definitely peep every morning. It's gonna be
I
really
already knew
dope.
who I wanted to start with and everything, bro. Like when you told me that, I was like, bro, I was thinking about something like this and I didn't even know how to execute it. And then when you said it, I was like, bet I got it. I know who I want to start with.
I be having ideas, man. They just be there. They be flowing. But yo, definitely appreciate everybody for pulling up, and we will see you next week, episode 19. We out.
Later. Appreciate y'all.